Looking for kilobits, and there they are. That means we're live.
Well, they came up quick.
They came up quick. Yeah, that was fast. Good evening, everyone. It's showtime. You're right.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. You can find my channel at Kim Fixes Things
God,
on
where?
YouTube. I'm here with Buffdale Campo, the namesake of the channel you have found, and we are here to entertain you for the next few hours with talk of cars and automotive adjacent topics. We have a theme for tonight that is what, TV and movie cars?
TV and movie cars, but of course it's not restricted to that.
It's just a theme, right? But we don't have to, it's not
Look
strict.
at that yellow car through my hat.
There are no penalties for deviating, but we may just correct you. We may say, is that a TV and movie car? Because we might.
Maybe some of you
I like to redirect so we can keep it organized.
Maybe some of you own TV or movie cars. That would be cool.
Maybe. I don't know, though. We own a TV movie car. Well, would be TV movie car.
Well, it's a YouTube movie car.
Well, no, your car.
Oh, yeah, they just didn't make the movie.
We bought it from an actor.
Yeah, well, they were going to make the movie.
It was purposed as a movie car, but then, well, these things happen. All right, and because this is our regular Tuesday Night Live slot, we are here in the studio. That gives us lots of focus. When we're out in the shop, we're not so good at answering comments or looking up pictures and emails and responding like we might be, but here we are dedicated. We have our green screen, which allows us to travel. I can shrink ras down to size, down to maybe our more appropriate size. I can travel through time, to the past,
to the future. The
dino. Right? We can browse the internet, and I can see on I'm messing it up. I can see what he sees, right? He's got a screen. He can bring up emails, and then I can put up what he's looking at on his computer, or I can use my computer and I can bring it up on a different screen. It gives us lots of cool tools.
Why does it say live in 34 minutes? I have no idea. Mine said 1 minute, and then the time goes away, and it was time.
Oh, I don't know.
What the heck?
Maybe you need to refresh.
Mine says
it's live now.
Mine just says live.
We're working. If anybody's having trouble, let us know.
Well, before they all disappear.
Oh, okay. Yes. One of the things we do on all of our streams is I like to award points. And one of the things I award points for is promptness. Because we were all taught in primary school not to be tardy, always be on time. So when you do that, we reward you. So Buddy Carfano was the first in at 7 o'clock, ready to go at starting time. We're going to give him 3 points. Mama M3 was here next and is also getting 3 points because I'm feeling generous. Dean Stevenson was here at 7:01. But he was the next to comment in, getting 2 points. Mexican Spec is getting 2 points. And is anybody else at 7:01? Oh, Crash Roadrunner Garage here, 7:02. You get a point. Gearhead 7:02. You get a point.
7:02.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the time. Oh, it's 7:03. Okay.
Yeah.
You confused me there because it's Gearhead 69.
The other thing I give out points is if you get an advertisement, when you get an advertisement, keep track of who that advertiser is. Throw it out in chat that you saw an advertisement from such and such brand name. Don't be generic. Tell us the brand name. They've spent their money to convince YouTube to run their ads, and that pays for all these kilobits. We're running at about 5,000 kilobits per second out to the internet, and then they have to feed all those kilobits per second back to you. I think they say it costs a lot of money. Have you ever had to have a telephone pole replaced on your property? It costs a lot of money. Look at all those telephone poles. Heck, some of you are on the other side of the world.
Out here on the road, somebody plowed over a bunch of them, and they replaced them with steel ones.
Oh,
Don't hit the steel
the
ones.
steel ones. Have you ever had to tow out an intercontinental uh, fiber optic cable? It's not cheap. Somebody has to pay for that. So our advertisers do that. We thank them by calling them out. And if you do that, I will award you points. And even if I don't see your comment, if you make that comment, you're automatically awarded 2 points every time you have to watch ads um, that you comment. I saw an ad for such and such brand name. Anyways, I feel like I'm going on and on about it because most of you have been here and know the deal. What's wrong? You're scrolling.
Because Mexican Spec said he posted a comment at exactly 7 o'clock, but I don't see that.
It says 7:01.
It says 7:01, so I don't know. Maybe it took a second to get here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're far away.
I don't know.
I read them as I see them. So I apologize that sometimes it is a little bit like rolling the dice, but you did get points. You got 2 points. Let's not get too.
There was something I wanted to bring up here right away. Lester LeSabre sent an email and had all about. He's asking a lot of questions about hoses and things and how my car's set up compared to his car. I'm gonna have to go look at all that stuff, and then I'll get back to you on it. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just my car's out of the. We pulled it out of the shop, so I'll get to it. I'm not ignoring you.
So I'm reading the timestamps that YouTube assigns to your comments.
Yeah.
So you may have commented, and YouTube may be delaying, or there may be a buffering delay that you're not seeing.
The other possibility
So
is
I
your
apologize.
computer could be off.
You may have to anticipate. You know, like you may have to lead it a little bit in the future, and I don't know exactly how to make it perfect. It's not a perfect system. And I don't keep track of the points. I don't have a spreadsheet. I don't have it. I could make a spreadsheet, but I don't. I don't make a spreadsheet. I don't make a database. It's on your honor. I award points. You keep track of them. Just write it down someplace. It's easy if we all do it for ourselves. And I trust you. We're all friends here. And we're going to get some additional award things. We're going to get some things to give away that you might actually want. Some stickers or some patches or maybe some t-shirts, although t-shirts are kind of expensive to be given away.
What are you I don't know about any of this.
I'm just saying, we're going to be giving stuff away. And if you have points, you're going to be first in line to get giveaways because you have points. Because it shows that you're like supporting us over time. Because I don't give lots and lots of points away all at once.
See what Colleen says there?
Tennessee is a minute behind. Tennessee might be more than a minute behind. Depends on what we're talking about.
No, I mean the one at 706.
I do love Tennessee. But in some ways, Tennessee's a little behind.
Are you ignoring that one?
What am I ignoring?
Colleen, Mama M3 at 706. She has kind of a big, like 3 lines there.
Oh, Pegasus Auto Racing Accessories? Why do I have to read it specifically?
Because I'm busy and I thought you might read it.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure who they are. But Mama M3, Colleen, from Mopar's Mustangs and Minivans, says they have fantastic customer service. They're employee owned and made in USA. So there's a testimonial by one of our trusted friends that we see a lot here that we've known for a while. So they would they're putting their name on the line to say that Pegasus Auto Racing Accessories is good. What kind of stuff do they sell? What services or products do they got that's the bestest? And you're welcome to throw that out there. Okay. I may not have read all the names as they come in, but we like to try and do that, is welcome everybody when they come in, like Lester LeSabre and Dr. Go and Olive, and Our moderator Barrows is here now as well. And
Oh,
I
cool.
think I said
Barrows is here.
Gearhead is here. I think I already awarded Gearhead
Yes.
some points even. But anyways, we like to welcome everybody as they come in, and a lot of times people will tell us when if they know they're leaving for the night. So we say goodnight as we go. So because it's interactive like that, it's community oriented. So I always remind myself and Mr. Buff Del Campo that when we're reading comments, we like to try and read the names so that if you can't see the chat, you can sort of know who we're talking to and who we're talking with. And if you are able to on your device, if you're rewatching this later, you probably want to kind of scan the chat as it goes, if you're able to, so that you can sort of follow along with the conversation, because this is a very conversational sort of format, unlike when we do a long form video. Did you put out that long form video?
I did.
Oh, so we had a long
doc-
form video today.
Doctor, yeah, it's really long. Dr. Go
It's like a half hour.
says looks like that's a car he must have driven.
One time. Gently driven. Clean title. Okay. Olive says my shirt is snazzy. It's got sparkles, huh? Isn't that nice?
Jeez.
I always worry that those will come off in the dryer. I think you're supposed to turn them inside out. I've just been lucky. It's held up really well. Whatever small child was employed to sew all these little
They
things.
sewed each one on there?
Probably. They probably did. I wish I was lying. I got this secondhand. I didn't go and support. Anyways, child labor is a real thing. It's terrible. But anyways, it is really sparkly. You're quiet.
I know. I'm looking at emails and you're talking. So
Mofo Driver is here. Welcome to the
driver
stream.
has sent an email, and I'm downloading his pictures. And Mexican Spec has sent.
Well,
an email,
speaking of downloading pictures,
I'm doing that.
We're doing all of the announcements. We're getting them out of the way. Speaking of downloading pictures, if you have pictures to send in of if you want to look at a particular picture of a TV and movie car, and you've got one, email it to Buff Del Campo so that we can just see the one you're talking about without searching all over the internet looking for that picture. And you can send that picture to buffdelcampo@gmail.com. I'll type it in so you have a link.
What is Pegasus Auto Racing Supplies? You know what? As soon as Colleen sent a picture that I don't think I can put up there.
Why not?
Because it's not a picture I can download. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to do it. There's some kind of.
Can you right click on it and just save it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to deal with it. I have dealt with them before. Back when I was doing aircraft stuff, we bought a lot of stuff from them. I forgot. It didn't make sense till I saw their logo. I'm going to try to. I don't know what I can do with this. I'm trying to make it so it works. I can't make that happen. I don't know, Kim. I'm trying to make something I can put up there, but it doesn't seem to do that.
Okay. Maybe you could drive that flat on a screen, or
maybe you could bring up
rack.
Maybe you could just bring up
Pegasus. Oh, it's one of those things in the world that you enjoy until it's done.
What's that?
But thank you. 3D spray and walk away printer? No, I think it's each little thing is sewn. There's a little piece of a thread on each one of these little sequins.
I'm getting emails like crazy. So, pictures already. I forgot who sent what. Just a second. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm struggling a bit. What is this? Oh, that's Gearhead.
Oh.
That's Gearhead.
She is a greedy nut. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He says the person from this movie was.
From what movie? Where I'm lost.
I guess the woman who the Gone in 60 Seconds movie.
Oh, I don't know. He got killed trying to make the second one, and a couple of years later, she decided to. That was his wife decided to make it happen, and they did the second one. So I don't know all the personalities that were involved. I liked the first one a lot. This was sent by Gearhead. This is a. We're too big. I guess this is a car, movie car.
Highwayman. I don't think I've seen that movie.
And then
Now I'm gonna need to make a watch list of movies that I haven't seen that you guys are talking about. Because he was asking me about Gone in 60 Seconds, and I think I've seen clips from it, but I don't think I've ever watched that.
And there's
movie.
two of them. There's
Especially
the first one. Yeah, the
What
first.
year was the first Gone?
1974.
Oh no, I don't think I've seen it.
It's a great movie. If you like,
I
if you like a
saw bits
crazy,
and pieces
if you
of
like
it.
a crazy B movie kind of chase, it's pretty good. Well, I'll just get with it here. This is from Mexican Spec. I'm gonna make that a little bigger. If you can make us a little smaller.
Oh, that's from one of the hospital movies.
That was his car.
Hospital television.
He owned that car, and it was a movie car.
TV shows.
Can you
Television or movie?
Can you make us smaller, please?
No, I don't. Just. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Ooh, there we go. Woo. Okay, got it.
So I guess that was Mexican Spec's car that was in the movies. And then
You got a side view of it?
I got several things here. Was that? Oh, that's inside it.
Oh, I'm a little dizzy for
It
taking
just-
that deep breath. Guys, I'm already losing comments. I'm so sorry. It's okay to repeat yourself sometimes as long as you don't spam chat. Vanishing Point is another great one. That's what I hear. I don't think I've seen that either. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. You guys are talking about these movies, and I know they're car movies. Station 51 and Rampart Hospital was the TV show, Kim. Okay.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
your car was in that TV series.
Mexican Spec bought it after the TV show used it, and it was sitting in a storage yard for years and needed an engine rebuild.
Ah.
Oh yeah, it's easy to buy cars that need engine rebuilds. They're practically free, especially in the United States. The cost of labor in the US is so high. An engine or transmission replacement could be, boy, if you can find a local shop that will do it on the cheap, it's at least $3,000. It's crazy. And it is a lot of work and expense to do. Like, doing it yourself is no picnic. Like, it took me months to get the motor built for the Dart, and it's a simple car. But like if you watch Hoovy has a Car Wizard, and they talk about all the trouble they have trying to get good used engines.
Oh, I see what
They
this
end up
is.
doing the work 2 or 3 times sometimes to get a good one. Ugh.
And then Mofo Driver. Those are his custom sun visors for his car.
Very nice. Very nice. He's got custom window films on the back too, on the side. I like that.
That's
like
quite a pattern.
Glove. I think I had a set of gloves like that one winter. Raw Dog likes Fast and Furious. Wasn't there like 7 of them movies? I mean, you have to be more specific.
What is this Barrows is saying?
If Archimedes would have been born in 1945, he would have said, "Give me 3.85 inch of stroke and a Ford on which to place it, and I shall move the worlds." I guess that means Fords are torquey. I think. It's mathematical humor. Lester wants to know where that ambulance ended up.
Mexican Spec also sent this one in. That's how you remove the right front hubcap. When a turn like that. Imagine roaring around a turn in a car like that.
Whew. Mofo Driver says that Duster is a really cool show. That is a new show. I don't know what network it's on, and I know very little about it, except it's called Duster after a car. So, I don't know. If you own a Duster, they'll either ruin it or they'll up the value big time. I don't know. Gearhead agrees. Good acting and great cars. Hey, that's great. Is it a period show or is it just a show that has a classic car in it?
Oh, Mexican Spec says this car was a friend of mine. He rented it to a Night Rider and he blew it up. It was a gorgeous low mile car before they got it. You know, I had friends that lent cars to for movies and they destroyed them all. They made a mess out of them and they didn't care. And they didn't reimburse them for any of the damage they did. It was a group of people that had Russian cars and they kept them nice, and somebody wanted it for a movie to have some Russian cars and he just smashed them up and made a mess out of them and gave them all back. And no, they're really disappointed in what happened.
Make sure if you ever loan a classic car out to a movie production that you have a contract, maybe bonding that you're going to get your car back. Take pictures before, some documentation of the condition. Yeah, don't just willy-nilly let anybody take your car. Just because they're making a movie doesn't mean they're going to take good care of it. It seems like there's history of that sort of thing. Because there's no guarantee that because they make a movie that they're going to make any money. So, yeah. People come in and with big ideas, and sometimes people are starstruck.
Think about replacing the windshield if you had to do that in that car. That's a big piece of glass, man.
Does it? It looks like it's about, what, 4 inches taller than a regular windshield?
Man, I never really thought about that because the top slopes up as it goes back, and I never really thought about the windshield being bigger, but it sure is.
Look how much higher it is than the side window.
It's
Yeah. Huge.
You need some big sun visors for that thing. And the sun it be in your eye, something fierce.
Gearhead said, yeah, it takes place in the 70s. Okay, so it's a period thing. That's
What's
super
that?
cool because
Gone in 60 Seconds?
No. There's a new television show called Duster. It's like a TV series.
Okay.
And I guess the main character's car is a Duster. So, but they said it takes place in the 70s, so I'll bet you there's a bunch of cool classic cars, and they're kind of saying that acting is pretty good and stuff like that. So it's good. That's good for car culture, sort of. It's good because more people have an appreciation for the old cars, but it makes it difficult to buy them. But maybe if you're selling one, it might help you. I don't know. It's a double-edged. Those are Munster cars,
I
aren't they?
can't zoom that one in. You'll have to zoom it in,
Okay.
but that's Buddy Carfano sent that in.
Those are the Munsters cars.
Imagine driving that. Go to the grocery store. Get out of that. Come out, there be a crowd around it.
You know, they said that car only appeared in like one episode of the show.
Really?
Yeah, there was just like one episode that
Which
was
car?
about drag racing. The
coffin
car.
one? Yeah, because I don't remember that on the show. I remember the other one.
I was reading about it. It was amusing that the Herman's car in the back, I guess he lost it in a drag race. So Grandpa built the dragster to challenge to win it back. But that was just like a single episode sort of plot. but then they put the dragster in the in like the trailer credits so that it was in the show more, but it really was only in one episode. But I guess the other car was in the show more, and they were custom built cars for the show. I think it's pretty neat when movies and television shows pay money to have custom cars built. It's good for the culture, I think. It can be good for the culture. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm missing so many comments tonight. I will try to get a little more on the ball here.
I just put up another one. Buddy Carafano sent in. We can all see what that one says. Yeah, Zach Kohler's here. Good evening. What's this Devil's Triangle, Tennessee? What's that about? I'm lost too with the comments because I've been staring at my email.
Yeah, sometimes it takes us a little while to get settled in. It's already 26 minutes and we're just really
I'm
started.
still mowing my way through the email.
There's lots of time to get in an email if you want to send us like a progress photo of something that you're working on. You know, we'd love to see your projects. It doesn't have to be a TV or movie car, or maybe it is a TV. If you're a YouTuber, it is a TV movie car, right? That's really cool. We've seen a lot of YouTubers' cars, and they're as close as we get usually to TV or movie cars. They're the everyman's TV movie cars.
So you parked that car in Carmel and they chased you away. Trying to sleep overnight. Mexican Spec says he's so bored with that Mustang. It's very similar to the 67. I like the 67 a little better. That's a 68.
Wait a minute. Why is that car 3.75 million?
I think it's because they found it again. I'm not sure. Who knows about that? Because that was a movie car that was disappeared and showed up in an auction or something.
That seems like a lot of money for a car. I don't understand how they expect, I don't know, art.
Bid up.
I guess it's art, I guess, is what it was. An H-code Mustang with a different intake manifold and heads. The 72, 73 Mustangs are a favorite of mine. Sweet. Yeah, there you go. That's Nash Bridges. I was just thinking that. It's Nash Bridges' car. He really, that is a real, I never cared anything for that car until they started showing it everywhere for that television show. I was like, yeah, it's kind of, yeah. And in hindsight, it's a hell of a nice car. Like, I didn't even care for it then too much, but in hindsight, that's a hell of a nice car.
There's an F-105 behind it.
I don't care nothing about it.
Single engine fast airplane.
Yeah. Okay.
What's Hippie Long says, I hate the ass end on those years. What on the, which one? Which car?
Maybe the Cuda.
The Mustang or the Cuda?
Mexican Spec says the funny thing was the car had no plates or anything, but nobody bothers a hearse. It looked new at the time in 1985. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, in 85, it would just look like a car.
Did you dress like a funeral director? Or sleep in a coffin in the back? You know, they're not going to give a ticket to a dead guy. Well, they might.
Dean Stevenson says it's an S code, 320 horsepower, 390.
The other one from Buddy Carafano.
Mexican Spec has a story about Ecto 1 when we get to it. Okay.
Ecto 1. Do we have that? Has anybody sent that in anywhere?
Well, you don't have to chase it.
It's like a...
Dean Stevenson says Don Johnson's car. Yeah.
Oh, the Ferrari?
No, the Cuda.
Oh,
Nash Bridges is Don Johnson.
oh.
Don Johnson was King's the big stuff then. Barrows says that three and 3/4 million is a lot to pay for Steve's bottom sweat, but for that price, it better still be there. I suppose. I don't know the history at all. See, I'm not good at this. I'm really showing my. You need to get better about this. This is tough because we need the viewers to tell us the stories of these cars. Olive says it's a real factory convertible, but not a real Hemi car, if she remembers correctly. Mexican Spec says in that 1968 hearse, it was a combination car. On the way back, we pulled into an A&W root beer stand. The waitress didn't like the hearse. When she went in, I turned it into an ambulance. My buddy only had one set of plates for all the hearses, and it read, I bury you.
I bury you. Barrow says it's going to sound like blasphemy, but I really don't like the grump hump on the 2-lane. I don't like those either. I don't know why. I don't know. It just looks like something that was made in a hurry to fill a purpose, and I don't know. It turned into something a lot of people liked. I don't really like it either. You got quiet.
I'm keep trying to keep up with the chat. There's a lot of people who are really invested tonight because you could tell because they're commenting like wildfire.
See, and I'm not much of a movie guy, so there's some stuff I know, but not much. Oh, here we go. Ecto 1, Buddy Carafano just sent it in. Oh, I know what Ecto 1 is. I'm sorry, I should know what that is. Everybody knows what that thing is, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just a Ghostbusters car, but yeah, I had a friend that had one of those that was the same thing. It was a 59, and it was red and white, and he didn't have blue lights on it. He had red lights on it, but he had T-shirts covering up the red lenses. But when you turn them on, the red shows right through the T-shirt. So police never stopped him until he turned the lights on, and then they stopped him. And he got stopped a couple of times. What is this list? I read that they had to beef up the Bullet Mustangs so they could keep up with the Black Charger. Who knows? Yeah.
Gearhead says, when they shot the pilot for the revamp of Nash Bridges, they had to search for the CUDA and ask the new owner if they could use it. Then they blew it up with good CGI. That means they didn't really blow it up. They just used graphics. Olive says, I had a friend in high school who wanted a hearse. We had 2 cases of Perky Pink spray paint to use on it. Oh, we kept trying to find plans to use it, please. Okay.
I still think the 59 Cadillac's a pretty bizarre car. I remember when I was a kid, those things came out. I was 5 years old. Man, I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Looked like rockets in the back. Now I look at it, I just like, they were serious. People bought those. Not so many ambulances or hearses, but just the fins. It's amazing that was a car you go down and buy at the dealership. Kim, you just like ran out of gas.
I'm not out of gas at all. I'm
always
looking at the picture.
I always rely on you.
I'm reading. I'm
reading
trying
everything,
to
and
you know what?
you just stopped.
There's conversations going in about 5 directions. It's a little bit overwhelming tonight.
Ah,
Everybody's sort of invested in their own sort of movie, and I'm trying to like keep all the different threads straight. I'm not against it. It's just like it's tough. Wow, you guys are challenging us tonight. He keeps diverting to me to have something to say, and I'm like, no.
Zach Kohler says XP 785 Corvair Super Spider. Can you look that up, please?
The Super Spider?
XP 785. XP, when you see those XP numbers like that, those are General Motors prototype cars. Like the XP 887 was the
Is it a TV
Vega.
movie car, or are we just
No,
being
no,
friendly to
no.
our,
Yeah,
to
he's asking about it. Now I want to know what it is because I'll see it. I'll probably know what it is, but I don't know. Did they use that? I don't know if they use it in a TV movie, but it's a GM prototype. He has a 785. Oh, it looks like a TV movie car, but I don't think it is.
All right, all right. Wow, that's crazy.
Interesting car.
Yeah. Gearhead wants to know if anybody else knows what car replaced the Nash Bridges Cuda. I do not. Thirsty Merc was named after the lead singer's Mercury Cyclone. Barros' AC/DC trivia, You Shook Me All Night Long, is about Brian Johnson's two-lane Cyclone. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I'm trying here. Mexican Spec is talking about Ecto 1 when he says Universal was going to film the second Ghostbusters. They called his buddy to find the M&M limo ambulance. He knew where one was, so he made 2 phone calls and made $5,000. Nice. Nice. Does help. Yeah, see, that's the disadvantage of movies and television shows. Next year, if the television show is good, next year the price of buying a duster, an old beat up, run into the ground piece of garbage duster, be through the roof because somebody's going to sell one for a lot of money, and then everybody going to think that their car is worth $1 zillion. Just like to this day, if you try and buy an old Charger, everybody thinks they're worth $1 bazillion because of a television show in the 80s. Okay.
I can't see the chat because you're like way back.
Hippie Long doesn't like Ghostbusters. The first Ghostbusters was a classic.
I agree with him.
The actors, the concept, the special effects were but like there was I felt it was a really classic. I think it even holds up today. Like when the politician comes in and shuts down the thing that's supposed to contain the ghosts because he's an idiot. Like it's so much of it holds up to this day. The sciencey people, yeah. The comedians. It's good. It's good. It's good.
You got the chat stopped.
Oh,
there we go.
Sorry.
Okay. Nice new stone. 75 Matador Ole Cassini Coupe. I guess we could show that, but right now I want to swap over to my screen
Crash's
again.
Road Runner Garage. Oh, some people got advertisements.
Oh, okay.
And I am going to skip reading advertisements.
Why?
But you all get 2 points because we're
overwhelmed.
Thank you to people who are sponsoring our program so we can bring this entertainment to you. That's what I'm going to say right now.
Can you swap to my screen again?
Oh,
because I'm bringing up people's stuff, and it's
you're bebopping me around pretty fast.
Buddy Carfano brought this up.
Magnum PI. Tom Selleck drove around in one of them Ferraris. Boy, was he!
And I've already got another Buddy Carfano one in the queue here.
in his
So,
shorts.
so I'm gonna bring this up, and this is, uh, yeah, what was his name? Milner. I forget what Milner's first name was in the movie, but that was like, I remember that car real well, and it seemed like an old car then when the movie was new. And I remember that movie so well when it came out, and I liked the cars in that movie. But then I think about it, that car when that movie came out was 41 years old. And the car I drive right now is 47 years old. I can't believe it. Because that seems like an old car to me in
It is an old car.
my
It was an
Futura.
old car.
My
Your car is old.
It doesn't seem that old. I get when I drive that thing, I get a lot of attention with it. And so do you with your dart. Yeah, what was his name? John Milner riding around with Mackenzie Phillips. Yeah, she was about like 11 or 12 years old or something, and she wanted to be his girlfriend. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Hippie Long likes Blues Brothers over Ghostbusters because they were on a mission from God. You know what? I have great respect for the Blues Brothers. The movie was also still holds up in good ways, but it is different than Ghostbusters. I don't know that Blues Brothers translates as a family movie. I remember as kids we went and saw Ghostbusters, and we were scared and we laughed and we had fun. It was a big blockbuster movie. Blues Brothers, I think there was an age limit that after a certain, like, young kids, I don't think probably could really enjoy Blues Brothers. Maybe. I don't think. I don't know. It wasn't shown to us as kids. They didn't think we'd enjoy it. But it was funny.
And we all
It
know
was
what this
entertaining.
is.
Is that the Smokey and the Bear?
Yeah, Smoking the Bandit. Yeah.
Bandit? Bear. Oh, Smokey and the Bear was that was a television show.
Smokey the Bear. Yeah.
No.
Uh,
Okay, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
Bear is
dumb.
just a lot of
Oh
people.
no, I look dumb. I don't know what I'm talking
A lot
about.
of people build
This is
highboy
tough.
Fords
A
after
lot of
Milner.
people wait.
Build highboy Fords after Milner's 32. I really see that 32 seemed ancient to me at the time, and now my car's older than that. It doesn't seem old at all to me because I lived through that period of time. Man, my grandson was here yesterday and we worked on his car, and he's 24 years old. And I said, man, that car was built when I was 24, So, oh, I kind of laughed about that. It's been a long time. Uh,
Dean Stevenson says, let that be a lesson to you, Buff. I think that we're learning a lot of lessons tonight. So we're just trying. It needs triple Strombergs, says
which car is
Dean.
that? Which car is that?
I don't know, probably the old car.
The 32 Ford.
Yeah. Twisted Mopar Garage is here. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about TV and movie cars tonight, and it is tough. There is so much trivia and stuff to learn. Richard Rawlings' car? Who are we talking about?
Who put that?
I don't know.
Yeah, BJ and the Bear. Mexican Spec said it.
Oh, right. That was a television show.
Yeah, I used to watch that show just for the twins. Who were the twins? Girls, the twins. Oh,
The
man.
girl had twins.
No, they were twins. The twin
Oh,
girls that were.
Did the twins have twins?
They were hot girls.
Everybody likes hot girls. Everybody who's smart likes hot girls. Okay, that is from Starsky and Hutch. Now, is that the revival movie car, or is that the original? Was Starsky and Hutch originally a television show?
Mm-hmm.
And so then they made a movie.
The Landry sisters. That's right.
What is Landry's? Oh, the Landry sisters from BJ
twins,
and the Bear.
The twins. Yeah.
Gearhead, I think you get 2 points for throwing that out there because he was.
Mexican Spec is not a fan of that paint job. I don't like that whole stupid car. They took a Ford Torino and kind of ruined it, but it was fun thing, I guess. whatever the hell. I never understood why they went over the top of the hood to get in it, but it's a TV thing.
It was a TV thing. It was more actiony if you have to dive over the hood to get in.
Well, the swear word Z7 needs a Stromberg 97.
Oh.
Was it? Yeah, she didn't watch a TV show. My kind's girl, what's that, Rod?
I'm not that old. Mexican spec. And like, you know what the other thing is like I didn't always see everything that everybody else saw. Like I wasn't all, I don't remember it being on. I don't know. It must have
Okay.
been up against something else that was on TV. I don't know. Maybe I had an engagement at that time of day every day or something. There it is. BJ and the Bear. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to remember the tune like BJ McKay is my best friend Bear. I don't remember why we would have watched that.
Mexican spec
But
says
it's a K-Whopper.
I like the 72 Torino with the full length grill. Yep, 72 Torino. Or the full length grill. You mean the one that's real wide? I like the one with the big oval, like a jet intake on the front. 72 Torino is my favorite, that body style.
Shout out to those of you who are here just to watch me make a fool of myself by speaking. The great outdoors, says Rod Dog. Reruns. I don't think we had reruns.
I did that by
We
mistake.
only watched new TV. We didn't watch any of those filthy reruns. Ew.
I pretty much don't watch TV anymore. I watched the Indy 500. It's the first time I've had my TV on like in about 8 months. And the last time I had it on, I turned it on just to make sure it still worked. TV used to be when I came home, the first thing that happened was turn the TV on. Before I even turn the lights on, click, TV went on. And now I'm like, there's so much on YouTube. Why would I ever turn on the TV?
Mexican spec makes me feel better. He says we're always here to make you make a fool out of yourself, Kim. It's good entertainment. Well, I'm glad that I get to be here on a regular basis so that you can hone your skills. Mr. Rogers, grumpy old man.
I guess this is a Hawaii 5.0 car? I don't remember this car.
Twisted Mopar Garage just says I'm old.
That's my Garrett's. That's my Garrett's Mercury. Really? I had a 68 Mercury wagon that had that same front end. It was a big thing with wood down the side of it. It was green.
Oh, wow. You guys are throwing all the stuff. I don't remember the car from the Karate Kid. Who is this one? Hawaii 5.0.
That's McGarrett's car, which seems weird because it's a four-door hardtop, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to pick it out of a lineup if you told me to pick out the car from Hawaii 5.0. I don't know nothing. Man.
Oh, it says, yeah, that's McGarrett's car. They put it in the remake of the show even. Really? Oh, it has Ford wheel covers. Huh. Yeah, my wagon was that same front end. It was a 68 big full-size Mercury wagon with the phony baloney wood down the side. Oh, and then we all know what this is. It's coming up. Another one from Buddy Carafano.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, let's Sabre, you're right. Crash bumpers ruined the Torino. Yeah, 72 is a great looking car. 73 is like, ugh. Who was it as a 72 Torino? At least one of them, maybe two of them. I think it's two at No Name Nationals. It's what's his name? Somebody will know.
Is it Grumpy Guy's Garage?
No, it's a guy that has like two of the same name. I think.
John, Bill,
no,
Dave.
No, he was
JoJo. So I figured I
He
might
was
get it.
he was pitted right behind us. I went over there and talked to him a couple of times. He was working on something.
Was it this car?
It is something something. That's it. Something something garage.
Something garage. That's why you couldn't remember it, because it was something.
Yeah, I knew it was two. I knew it was something two.
That car was pretty cool.
Bora Birkin, good evening, asking about the AMC Hornet Gucci Edition Sportabout. Is that who asked about the Matador earlier? I don't know. Is that a movie car? I don't know. It doesn't love a robotic kind of gay sounding Firebird. Is that what this is? The whole instrument panel with this yoke and the flashing lights and everything. It was a lot of crazy stuff.
Vera says he has one of those 68 Mercs, but his is a Park Lane, not a Monterey. It always seemed stupid for people to commit crimes on an island they have nowhere to run. Perhaps Mexican expect. You have to be very careful about what crimes you try and get away with on an island. I would think.
And then, do any of us remember the? Oh, you're gonna have to send
But it makes for very scenic chases, right? There's
That
lots of
is.
oceanfront chases.
Does anybody remember what that is?
I know what it is.
What is it?
It's the 18.
Yeah, it's 18 pan. So, Mr. T.
Possum van. Did anybody send a picture of the possum van?
John Hart's here. Hey, good to see you.
Oh, thanks for
John
stopping
Hart's
in and
usually
making.
John Hart's usually here, but he usually doesn't chat because he's got it on a TV or something on the wall. But he's here. Good to see you.
Welcome in. He's a local here in Clarksville. He's one of the few people who has visited the Del Campo garage.
Weren't you working on his? You were working on something, his car or something? Oh no, you were working on an electrical system for him or something, weren't you?
I've helped him with a couple little bitty things.
Oh, okay.
We put in a new GFI outlet at his
Ah, that's
house.
what it was.
And I helped him put new spindles in his lawnmower deck, his tractor mower deck.
Now the A-Team would drive a Sprinter van. That looks silly.
They would have to.
That would look silly.
And
we all know what this is.
They wouldn't really drive a Sprinter van. What would they drive?
I don't know, but it's like
They'd drive a Cybertruck or something.
A Cybertruck. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, what's that? I've never seen that before. You know, everybody likes that car. I like the 68s better because I don't like the divided grille, but yeah, it's okay. Raw Dog Snatchers cars. What's that? Is that a movie? Dog Snatchers car. Why don't you put up the email so that people like Raw Dog and whoever it was a minute ago, it's already scrolled by. They could send in pictures if they want.
Okay.
John Hart, you have a picture of Clint Eastwood's car from Gran Torino.
I will look up the Clint Eastwood Gran Torino because you asked so nicely. The 1972 Gran Torino.
Yeah, that's the nose I like.
Nope, that's not Gran Torino.
Yeah, that's the front end I like on the Torino, that big jet intake looking front end. And then the next year the bumpers hit and it couldn't yeah, there it is behind my head. They couldn't do that anymore. They had to put those giant, look like a couch stuck to the front of the car. Hey team, I ain't going in no plane.
And Mr. T would pity the fool. He had all them gold chains.
Yeah, he's quite a character, wasn't he?
Did the car even move in that movie? Was it a Gran Torino?
Yeah, the kid drove it in the end.
Huh. Hippie Long says he likes a Camaro from a movie called Aloha Bobby and Rose. I'll look it up. It's back to you though. How are you getting through that list of emails?
Oh, yeah, there's more. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
not.
that's okay. You can talk to the chat for a bit until I come up with
I'm
this
bringing
thing.
up another one that Buddy Carfano
Oh.
brought up while you're doing whatever you're doing there.
We didn't even talk about.
This
I
is
think.
Sylvester Stallone's movie Car from Cobra,
Okay.
and it's I need centering though. It's yeah. I don't like that hood scope, but
Oh, it looks like a nose.
it's like somebody.
Snout.
It's like somebody got punched in the nose.
Stallone. Okay, I gotta go back.
Mexican Spec says, I liked when Mr. T was on Different Strokes and Arnold dressed like him. Man, I never saw that.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, big nostrils. Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't
Car
like
looks
the
good
hubcaps
except for
that are
that.
the big round spun chrome.
Or spun aluminum. You don't like that? That was a
Nah.
real popular thing back in the
It does sort of
mid-50s.
fit that car. I don't know. It's different.
Yeah, look. Also says I love that green on the Torino. I just wish those cars were a bit smaller. Yeah, all the cars from that era, I kind of wish they were like a 7/8 scale. Like the Thunderbirds back then, I really liked them, but they're kind of big and herky, going down the road. I always wish they were like, like I said, like 7/8 scale. Man, look at that Camaro with those big meats on it. Man, that looks kind of good.
I think everybody likes that Camaro. That's that Camaro. Those are really valuable, aren't they? Those are like big money cars.
Yeah, that's a 68. I never had I had a 67 and I had a 69. They were not big money cars when I had them. But, of course, now I could never
Well,
afford
yeah, they
one
were only
again.
like 5 years old. You could buy
Could
them
never
everywhere.
afford one again.
Could
Yeah,
just
but I
go buy
bought
a
my
new one.
69. It was came from the original owner, garage kept car. And what did we pay for that? $1,400, I think. It had 70,000 miles on it. What a great car that was. And in my 67 Camaro, I traded it straight off for a big Pontiac Bonneville. Or no, it was a Catalina. Just traded it straight across. And I liked that car a lot. It was an RSSS or SSRS, whichever way you do it.
Did you ever see this movie with Sylvester Stallone
I
called
did not.
Cobra? No.
I did not.
Nope. It's on the viewing list. Do you recommend the movie or did you just like the car? You have to tell us that too. Gearhead, I'm looking up the Toyota Assault vehicle.
Oh, and then we have Cheech and Chong. This is classic.
That's funny.
There you go. There you go.
Dude, I think you're parked.
Can you believe that? Those guys, I remember watching Cheech and Chong. They were a riot. I never missed anything. I think they did for a while. What did you find there, Kim? What is
This
that?
looks like the Toyota Assault vehicle.
Oh, God.
It's the truck that defined Tango and Cash. I don't even remember seeing the movie.
I don't
honestly.
even know about that.
Cobra Force. It was great. He got it airborne. Nice. Nice. Cut her down garage is on the barbecue. All right, cut her down.
Yeah, we used ours, the first time last night? Or maybe you had it on. Oh, I know, when the refrigerator failed, you were cooking something on the grill, I think.
No, I made hamburgers last
And
night.
last night was, I said last night was the first night this season, but it wasn't. It was a couple of days
Oh, there
ago.
was a couple days
It
ago.
was a
I'm
week
trying to get
ago. It
back
was a week
into
ago. Yeah.
doing the grilling.
Yeah, I ate one of those burgers, by the way. Went in there and heated it up. Ate it earlier.
Their last movie is on Prime. Okay. Okay.
Well, that's something I was going
No
to say
doubt
about,
about it.
what was his name? Hilicki. Hilicki? The guy that was the main character in the first Gone in 60 Seconds, that big old jump he did. He actually did that jump and he compressed a bunch of vertebrae. And he limped for the rest of his life after that jump. So he went over 100 feet in the air in that Mustang. Did it himself and hurt himself. UTG approved orange drink. Yeah, that would be the Tang. This is not Tang, but it looks like Tang.
It's pee.
Oh, come
It's
on.
urine.
It's mine.
Diet.
It's my.
Oh, chat just stopped. It's been rolling steady for
Diet.
an hour.
Diet.
Seized.
Orange. They got upset with something and just they all bailed.
Oh.
Or YouTube.
No, they're all here. They're
YouTube
just
got
laughing
slowed
at
down.
us.
They're laughing at us.
They're just
I
like,
just
they don't know nothing.
I
Have
just
they ever watched TV or movies? We did work a lot. When we were younger, he was building airplanes. I was doing plumbing,
you know once
writing computer software and surveying and AutoCADing. I worked a lot of hours.
I don't know what happened. Somewhere in my career, I just didn't have time for TV, and TV was something the kids watched.
TV
And
and yeah, after my teenage years, TV and movies were not a thing that I couldn't go to the movies.
the last time I really watched TV, where I was watching TV, was in Russia. I'd sit there and watch the kids. I'd watch the kids shows in the morning because it's like meant for kids that are just first learning the alphabet and learning words. It was perfect for me because I was trying to learn to speak Russian. So I'd watch the kids shows, and I liked that. But after I got back, I was into my work again. Just no time for TV.
I mean, it looks better than a Cybertruck,
Hmm.
right?
Look at that windshield. What is that? That's just like a sheets of Lexan or something.
Yeah.
It looks almost like like those dustbuster vans. A little more bizarre than that.
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a lot better than a dustbuster van.
Look where
It
the
looks very
look where the
unloadable.
look where the dashboard is, and look at how far up the trying to wash the inside of that window. What do you use, a mop? Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
it's just a
okay.
truck with a big crazy windshield. I see it now.
Who sent? Raw Dog says I sent you some pictures on email. Oh, I went a little off topic. I don't have any emails from you yet. I don't know
It'll
what's
come
going
in.
on.
It'll
I
come
don't know
in.
what's going on. Oh, nope, nope.
It'll come in. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm getting emails, but not from him.
A garden shed looks better than a Cybertruck. Right, right. A freshly painted dumpster looks about like a Cybertruck.
Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise. Oh,
I remember
my picture's not up.
the Thelma and Louise movie. That was two girls, and in the end, don't they drive off a cliff?
Really?
Go on a rampage.
That's 66 Thunderbird.
I guess so. I never took note of what the car was in the movie. That's a pretty car.
I don't have any emails from Raw Dog yet.
Do you like that car?
I like that style Thunderbirds that was 64, 5, and 6. In 66, they changed the front end quite a bit. And they also, in 66, they made the taillight go all the way across instead of two rectangular lights. So I like the back end of the 66 a lot. But the front end, I don't know, they're all okay. I like the 64 and 5 better up front.
Gearhead says they drove off the Grand Canyon. There you go. Iconic. That is iconic. If you're going to drive off a cliff, it should be the Grand Canyon.
Man, I have no email from Raw Dog yet. It's under attachment. Yeah, most everybody has attachments that come in here. Nothing yet. I'm going to
Kids shows do help with language, I suppose. I mean, they're geared to teach language.
Oh, and
so-
that was in Russia. It was perfect because I was trying to learn Russian, and it just fit right in with what I was doing. It's just like a 5-year-old.
Dean says if they were in a Chevrolet, they'd still be alive. Well, they could have escaped if they were in a Chevrolet.
They're a convertible. They could have jumped out with a parachute.
Well, that's how they did the stunt.
They did the stunt.
Yeah. Okay. Mexican Spec says TK's Garage just bought a new Cybertruck. He took it through a car wash on the latest video. My comment was, I use glass cleaner and paper towels to clean my fridge. Just saying. Doesn't you can buy a new Cybertruck to match your refrigerator and your stove.
There's a Cybertruck out here somewhere, and it's black, right, with some names and stuff. Some company on names on the side. Isn't that one black?
I don't know. It's not even
somebody painted it or did something to it to make it black.
It's not even that much fun to make fun of the Cybertruck anymore because it's just been done in so many ways. It's hard to be creative about hating the Cybertruck because everyone does it.
Well, I don't hate it. It's just, I mean, I'd like to drive one, see what it's like, but
I mean, I
wouldn't
guess they
buy
have
one. I mean,
incredible amount of off the line torque. Oh, go.
Yeah.
Super go.
We've got
They have all the
got
go.
ads.
I don't care about those stinking ads. Oh, Mrs. Mexican Spec says hello to everyone.
Ah, hello. I hear your voice all the time because you're on the live.
It is nice to make the connection to hear your voice, Mexican Spec, and your wife as well. And we feel more like a connection with you in your travels when we can hear you talking over just comments in the chat. It brings
Okay, let's see here.
life to your name.
Was it Raw Dog? I think I got email from you, but you've got some other name on it. So I usually want people to put their screen names on here somewhere, but I'm downloading all these pictures. Tell me, is it ones with like one with a yellow Pontiac or something? Really small thumbnails right now. I don't. I'm downloading them. Download them from the thumbnails.
Olive said the Cybertruck was doomed for being an impulse purchase that people had to wait years for. Yeah, and
That's what it was.
You know who's following that exact same model and is going to... It could be a blow up in exactly the same way, like it's very predictable. The outcome is that whoever's making that little mini truck, what's it called?
There's two of them.
The flexible format mini truck that they're talking about, how great it's going to be in a couple of years when they actually start making them. They're already taking pre-orders for them. Like, they think that they're going to make all these trucks. Like, most of those people are not going to follow through with a purchase of that vehicle. Who can wait for years and years for a new vehicle? And who wants to buy the first ones of anything?
Okay, I think this is Raw Dogs. You got to tell me if it is.
Okay, Buddy, Dean.
The slate is what Paul says.
Slate. Thank you. The slate. They look promising, but they're quoting the price based on a tax rebate that may or may not exist in several years. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to take longer. People are going to not want to buy it when it finally arrives. And they're banking on it and investing on the fact that it's going to happen. And I mean, just...
What I like about the slate is it's a very simple vehicle. And I think that's a way that, you know, it doesn't have to be electric to be a simple vehicle. They could make a simple vehicle that's got like a 3 or 4 cylinder engine in it. You know, like what was the one I liked so much? The Geo Metros. Man, if there was something like that, I think they'd sell lots of them. Okay, did Raw Dog send this in? I think He says, yes, it is. Is that? Yes. Yes, yes, it is. I'm not sure if that's answering my question or not. But that is definitely a movie car.
Sure is. Who is that?
Who's in the picture or who sent it?
Who's in the picture?
That would be, what's his name, 007?
Oh, it's a Bond car.
It's a Bond car. Yeah,
I see.
It's
Is that Roger Moore?
there were several different Bonds, weren't there?
Yeah,
Roddock says, yes, it is. Okay. So this is, yeah, that's a, why can't I think of names of cars? I don't know. Sean Connery. Batteries not included. Yeah, that's why they're cheap. Okay, and who is this?
I don't know, but that car is really, really cool.
Yeah, 70 Challenger. Aston Martin. You're right, John Hart. Aston Martin. Mexican Dex also says Aston Martin. Do they get any points for that? Because I couldn't think of Aston Martin. Yeah, it's a DB5 from Aston Martin. And what is this one?
Head, it says it's Sean Connery. Really?
Look at this crazy front suspension on a 55 Chevy. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Oh, you're right. Gearhead, you get 2 points. Mexican Spec, you also get 2 points.
Roddock sent in a bunch of pictures here. I'm going to show them all.
So that's the 2-lane blacktop cars.
Yeah.
That's Cannonball Run. I remember we watched that movie, but it's been a long time.
You see if we could just have some free democratic Republic of Congo, cobalt, something.
That looks like 1-lane blacktop, perhaps.
What is this one?
Oh, I don't know. Is that a Camaro?
It's a Camaro. It's a 68 Camaro. I don't know what movie car it is.
I don't know. That's an awfully wide rear fender flare.
Yeah, and the tires aren't wide.
Yeah, I mean, they are wider tires, but they're not wide enough for that flare.
They don't offer that flare, yeah.
Yeah, they don't justify a flare like that. Oh, that's an explosion. Movie explosion, huh? Yikes. Cannonball Run was a great movie. Yeah, I think Cannonball Run was automotive and automotive adjacent entertainment for sure, for the masses.
What movie's this?
You know what I haven't seen?
What?
Herbie. When I was a kid, Herbie was a big car thing. And then what is the Robin Williams did a movie with the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and then what other stuff was there? Disney movie cars. These are all very much like grassroots kind of movie cars. A lot of them are. Some of them are Hollywood movie and television show. There's so much. I mean, television or cars are just a big part of American life. The big W. I don't know what that one means. Oh, the big W for Volkswagen.
Oh.
Still here for the moment, but we'll scoot without warning.
Got some air.
Okay, Olive, thank you for being here. I understand. Not everybody can sit through several hours of us rambling on. Oh, and there's a Dodge Aspen?
Sure looks like
Plymouth Volare.
Look at all the coolers up there.
Oh, man. Oh, that's the Stallone movies. They have a big budget to destroy that car, but I would hate to see that car getting destroyed like that. Can you imagine? Smashing a car like that.
It's a mad, mad, mad world.
There you go. Oh, and Mad Max. No one's showed any Mad Max movie cars. There's a lot of really cool builds that they stuffed in the new Mad Max stuff.
Car on the left, I like that thing.
Oh, the treasure was under a big W. Was that in Cannonball Run, probably?
That's pretty good. Rod Dog sent in a bunch of pictures. Thank you. That's pretty good.
You don't need a big budget to destroy an aspen? Not at all. No, 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 no. There's a bunch of aspens just begging.
Some of them are already destroyed.
Most of them are just begging
that-
to be destroyed.
Is that Plymouth police car back there? Is that a 63 Plymouth or is that... God, it could be a 63 Plymouth. Mexican Spec, help me out there.
He says it's a Mopar.
Yeah, it looks like a 63 Plymouth.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Maybe it isn't. Bless you.
Excuse me. Ooh. Can you fix a vintage copper and brass heater core buff?
Yes. Well, I'm not saying I can fix every one of them. It may be beyond
yes.
help, but yeah, I mean, I took one apart on a...
If
We
the
did that.
tank is leaking or one of the lines is leaking, especially if the
Well-
core is leaking, it's a little less.
Yeah, the copper and brass heater cores are usually a cellular type core, so they're a little hard to work on down in the core, but a lot of times they're leaking along the where the tank solder's on. I can do that. The other thing I can do is the cores are still available, but it might not be might cost a lot of money for the core.
The problem is anything can be fixed. All we need is money. But a lot of times it's more expensive to fix than it is to just buy a replacement one. It would have to be an unobtainium item.
What was this? BNR says the heater core is from my late best bud Bob Hines 70 Charger SC500. He told me couldn't find a replacement 5 years ago. Do you have it out of the car? Do you have it out of the car, and can you take a picture of it and send it to me at my email address, and I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I was thinking. He says here it's like nothing else. It's like two heater cores joined together with a section in the middle. Yeah, I know exactly the one you mean, and it's kind of expensive because you got to buy. Probably going to have to buy 2 pieces of core stock, and then take it all apart, solder it together, and yeah, I can do that. But the price is going to be probably a little high because that core stock's kind of expensive now. I know one company that makes that core stock. So it can be done. But I'd have to, yeah, there you go. Thank you for the email there, Mexican Spec. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. And we could probably do it. I lost my cursor. There it is.
Cutter Down Garage says, I want to recreate the M37 Wrecker that Jonathan Winters drove in. It's a mad, 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 mad world. I'll bring that up.
What is this? Can't read it. Transformers car. Uh-oh. Did we just... Oh, I thought we got bailed. No, it's some pop-up. It's a pop-up. I thought it was like, hey, you just got disconnected. Dong. Every once in a while we hear dong, and I look over there and we're disconnected. It's like, no. Oh, here we go.
It's Bumblebee.
Hogan's Heroes car. Remember this thing?
Oh, man, I do recognize those.
General Burkhalter. That guy was great. Who was the guy that played General Burkhalter? I can't even pronounce that. Burkhalter. He was a great actor. He did some funny stuff.
There's the Wrecker Jonathan Winters drove, I suppose.
Jeez, look at that thing. Look in the background. There's 62 Dodge coming down the hill there the other side of the intersection.
There he is.
I remember that movie. I was a little kid.
Not a lot of good pictures of it, I gotta say. Those trucks are around, though. That'd be a pretty cool thing to rebuild. Oh, I thought of some other things with cars. Cutter Down Garage owns a Bumblebee. Nice.
What's his Dean Stevens? Although when UTG called the Doomsday 32 valve belt driven 426 a Hemi, I was mega pissed. Why? Dean Stevens, see how much John Cope looks like JW.
Jonathan Winters?
Put that back.
Oh, I do see a little bit of it.
Put that back. Where is it?
Of it.
I want to see that. I never thought about that. Oh, I don't know. It's a little rough.
I don't know. I'm not going to say that that's the case. All right. Are we still moving forward?
Yeah.
I'm
You got my
stuck.
screen back?
I'm stuck.
There we
There
go. Yeah, there's a lot of emails in here.
I thought of something else. I can't remember what it is though. It slipped my mind. It came to me and then I lost it again.
Remember this? Herbie?
Mm-hmm. There's Herbie, the love bug, and the Herbie gets his wings.
Because
Herbie
it's not
goes
a Hemi.
global. Herbie rides again. Herbie defeats the Nazis.
Oh, gee.
Herbie versus the aliens.
Oh, God. Buddy Carphone was putting up stuff here I forgot all about.
Right?
Car 54. World's ugliest Plymouth. But I'd still drive one. I like those cars. I just think the front ends of it's like, what were they thinking? But I guess.
You guys are doing great. This is very nostalgic. Right? Cool stuff. The Green Hornet. That's a good one. I'll look that one up here.
These aren't cars, but they are from the TV show Chips. The motorcycles. Oh, here you go. This time it says Raw Dog. Oh, Raw Dog, you sent me a whole book of pictures. I don't know if I can show all these. I'm downloading them. It's going to take me a couple minutes.
All right. I'm going to bring up Green Hornet cars. Here's from the more modern Green Hornet movie. And then is this?
Wait, what was, I missed something there.
Is this the original?
What is that? That's like oh, that's a cool looking car. Raw Dog, are all these movie cars? Or are these just a bunch of cars you like?
Oh, that's a lot. A lot at once. Those look like prototype cars and things.
Raw Dog sent me like a whole album of cars. There's one I like.
Mexican Spec says, did you notice how close the actors sat in car 54? Where are you? When the
I've
camera
noticed
was in front of them?
I've noticed that in a lot of old shows. They sit right up against each other so they can get them in the picture. I think it's kind of funny because nobody ever sat that close together. The other thing I always noticed was people get in and out of cars in the movies. They get in the passenger side because that's where the camera is, and they slide over. And nobody does that. They go get in the driver's side, you know.
Original 1966 Green Hornet Black Beauty car? Someone said it's a Chrysler Imperial. I don't know. I never heard of Green Hornet before they did the remake, honestly.
Okay, this is
I've heard of Green Lantern, but not Green Hornet before that.
Green
So
Hornet. Yeah, I remember that.
I openly admit that I know nothing. I know
Crazy
nothing.
green headlights.
Yeah,
That's a ticket.
no, it's a movie car. They don't get tickets in movies. That would be a funny scene in a movie, though. Got a ticket. Okay, what movie is that from?
I'm not sure. Raw Dog sent it in. Raw Dog, what is this? Let's see. Let's just say Max never noticed, but car was painted red, so not to confuse with real NYPD car. Couldn't tell in black and white. Okay, so it was black and white, but they painted the car red so that they could run around. Everybody knew it wasn't really a police car.
Oh, that is cool trivia. I had never considered. I've
Is
seen
that a
some of the.
Cunningham? It could be. I don't know. Raw Dog sent it in. I'm not sure what it is. You got to tell us what it is.
That's a really pretty car. Wow.
John Hart says the original was from the 1930 to 40 serial. Car 54, wasn't that a radio show before it was a TV show? Sure what this is.
Mexican Spec. We know it was red because time travelers went back in time and took pictures of the car with color film. So, although actually, if you went back in time and took photographs, would they be black and white?
I got into black and white photography for a while just for the fun of it because it was you had to think a little differently, but I don't think people really like that very much.
What, black and white photography?
Yeah, I did it a little bit for the fun of it.
I did it for a while too. It was fun.
What is this? 50s on down cars are actually pretty narrow. The 1994 Ford Explorer rear end is the perfect width for a 58 Ford Fairlane 500. Sparrow says that. Which maybe it means the other way around too, because those 9-inch Fords came out in 1957. Oh, it says looks like a Pininfarina badging on it. I forget if Cunningham had that. Where's Raw Dog? You sent this stuff in, now you don't talk about it. I want to know what it is. Look at the wipers, the way the wipers go. Oh man, is that goofy? It cuts off like right in front of your face. Okay.
This is brain taxing. I thought of.
I'm about to move on to the next picture.
Okay.
Because Raw Dog's not responding, so I don't know what it is. Was this a manta ray? I don't know why this is in it. Was this used in a movie? I'm not sure. Yeah, look at that. Can you imagine that? That's like back in the era when everything had to look like a jet. Kim, you see that nose? You drive around something like that?
Is that a real car?
Mm-hmm. I remember that. I don't remember what it was. It was used in a movie or it was
like a turbine
prototype or something. Oh yeah, it's a Firebird. That's one of the original Firebirds. I think that was called the Firebird 3. It was a GM. What do you call it? Like dream car back in the late 50s. I don't know what those are. Have no idea what they are. Oh, the white one's an Alpha.
You know what that makes me think of?
Oh yeah, you're
The Mach
Speed Racers.
5. Nobody mentioned Speed Racer. I get 5 points. This is good. This is good.
I like Speed Racers.
Who didn't watch Speed Racer when they were young?
I did
Go
not watch
Speed
it, but I
Racer.
like the
Go
car.
Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer. Go. He'd always go off road, and suddenly he'd be in corn, and then blazes come out and be like jumping down the corn.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I never watched the
It
show,
was
but I
like
like the car.
Batman's tool belt. It always had something, some special gadget to do stuff. Right? Right. I'm all excited now. I thought of something. My brain was just... And then here's Al Bundy's car from Married with Children. Right? The joke was always... He's like, the Dodge broke down again. He's like, I'm just going to walk to work instead of push that stupid car. And then his wife would be like, no, Al, it's way too far to walk to work without a car. They had to push the car the whole way to work. Ah. I don't know. Is that an Al Bundy car? Or is it really a super sporty, happy car? I guess it depends on how well you're taking care of it. Okay, we'll go back to these.
Man, I got a lot of pictures here.
Okay, I'll go back to you then.
I don't know all these that Raw Dog sent in. He kind of disappeared out of the chat, but I was... What is that thing? It's kind of a wedge-looking thing. I kind of like cars that look like that, but I don't know. Don't know what it is. Well, that's a BMW of some kind. But I remember that thing. I don't remember who did that. Oh, wasn't that a Chrysler product? Is that the XNR? Like Exner from Chrysler? He got into all the asymmetrical stuff. Can't see because my...
Vero says
I'm in
the
the way.
myth that cars from the 50s are big. They were...
There's another Beamer.
There was a lot of steel. But no, compared to what's on the road now, all these big super trucks and SUVs and stuff like that, yeah, they're big.
Have no fear, the Dougster is temporarily here.
Dougster, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in. We're talking about old cars. Actually, we're talking about television and movie cars.
I'm not
Right
sure.
now, we're looking at some blurry pictures of like prototype sort of automobiles that maybe aren't from television and movies, but they are from our dream.
Is that V16 Cadillac? I'm not sure. Big old Buick. I don't know why all these... I don't think these are movie cars, but Raw Dog sent them in. There's a door.
That looks like a Toyota with gull wings.
That's ugly.
That looks like the car that the worm rides in. The bookworm rides in. Wait. Well, can you set that up to come back to it?
No. Why?
Okay, let me just
I
quickly...
was gonna keep moving here, try to get on to something else. Barrow says prior to 1953, it was actually a law to get into your vehicle from the passenger side due to the narrow streets. You didn't see the driver's side door lock until after that because of the law.
Okay, here it is. You'll see I think you'll see the resemblance.
Oh, geez.
Doesn't it look like the bookworm car?
I see what you're bringing up, yeah.
Doesn't it look like that?
What is that?
Car? It's the bookworm. He has a car.
That's the bookworm?
I guess it
Drive
is.
around in an apple?
But now look,
the worm in an
now
apple.
that you've seen it, you can never unsee it. It's the bookworm car. Okay, you can go on.
I don't know what these are.
I don't know. That's kind of cool looking though. That's not a prototype. That's a real car. Is that like a Ford Probe or something?
I don't know what that thing is. Somebody on here will know. That's a Chrysler. That's a pretty cool car, actually, but it's kind of a blurry picture of it.
It's a really blurry picture.
Not sure what that is.
I don't know. That's a little throwback. Oh, that's a weird. That's just a drawing.
Is it?
Yeah. It's neat.
Yeah.
Neat drawing.
Uh-oh,
Why'd
that
they get
shrunk
so,
down. Because it's not a big picture.
Why has it got a funny nose on the front of it?
I don't know. It was a thing to do back then, I
I
guess.
guess it is.
Put funny noses on things.
Yeah, in
That
our
law is
children's
also
books, they
why
turned
the-
everything into cars.
That
That's
law is
right.
also why they came out with the 3 on the tree, so you could slide it across the bench. Okay. Yeah, it's Chrysler. Here we are. This is heater core picture. Let me see here. Gotta get back to what I was doing. Man, I gotta look. B&R sent this in. B&R sent in a picture of his heater core. Now, isn't that a crazy looking heater core? And that's not even a cellular, that's a diamond cell. But you can replace it with a cellular core. You can get
Oh.
diamond cells, but diamond cells are really expensive. But
That's a lot of
a
heat.
cellular worked great. Yeah, I don't know why Chrysler did this, but they did it.
Who needs
Okay.
that much heat? Is the car from I agree. Mexican spec. They just made it. Wow. I can see the crustiness too.
We
on
got
top of it.
we got some ads going, so I'm gonna
Yikes.
give it a few seconds. Yeah, I've had these apart. I've recorded these before, and there's some rust on that one, which makes you have to, because the thing that goes around the outside is steel, so they rust, especially when you get leaks all over them. Yeah, you can see a leak right there, right in the middle of the core on the right-hand side. Of course, it could have run down there and spilled, but then the upper on the right side, up at the top, it looks like there might be a leak up there too. But I've recorded these things before. They're kind of time-consuming, but it can be done.
Couldn't you just replace it with like a?
What are you going to replace that with? Yeah.
I don't know, heater core, or like an oil cooler from a. I would figure out a way to just make a substitute for it. You don't need that much heat all at once.
Well, except it fits in the heater box. Let's see here. There's more pictures of heater core? I've gotten a lot of pictures of heater core. Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. I have no idea why Chrysler did this. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but yeah. So
All right.
I'll move
Who
on.
recognizes this picture? I don't think the screen gives it away. Who recognizes these cars?
It looks
And
like a 63 Dart, and it looks like a Dodge van. But I don't know what the pictures are from.
You wouldn't, because you probably didn't have any excuse to watch. This brings a whole new genre of automotive adjacent movie and television that we haven't talked about at all. It's geared for kids, and it entertains adults who recognize the cars, and it brings children who have never known anything about them into the world. Cheech and George. It is from Cars. Mexican knows that. And they are stoned. They are not stoned. No. Are they? It is from Car Talk. And they are... The Rusty's voices are the guys from Click and Clack. They would be they were on the radio. They were
Yeah, you
radio
remember those
guys.
guys? Those guys are funny.
You remember Click and Clack?
Oh, I used to listen to them
That's
all the
those
time.
guys. They did the voices to these cars in a kids movie called cars. And the kids' movies, cars, there's tons of cool cars in it. We could spend a whole night just talking about that movie if we were weird. All right. Back to
What is that?
it's a truck with a dumb face on the front. From Spider-Man? Is it from Spider-Man?
Well, it's from Gearhead, but he says Maximum Overdrive. Does anybody know what Maximum Overdrive is?
Is it really from a different movie?
I don't know.
It's not from Spider-Man? It's not the Green Goblin? It wasn't George. George was the VW. Cheech was the Impala. Oh, that's right. They did voice cars in that movie. That's right. Yeah.
Green Goblin truck is what he says. Gearhead says that.
The VW made fuel that was organic. And then Cheech was the Impala. He painted cars. Yeah, he did the flame job, man. Yeah, you guys remember. That was a good movie. I watched that with my kids. Yes, I'm old enough to have children and watch kids' movies with them.
That's 61 Ford police car from Andy Griffith, Andy Mayberry. Barney driving that thing around.
Barney Fife, that's right.
Yeah, Barney Fife to come up with his siren going, lights and everything, and park and jump out.
Who was the mechanic?
He wasn't going anywhere. Goober or
Gomer Pyle.
Gomer Pyle.
He had his own show, and then they rolled him off as the mechanic. I guess when he got out of the military, he was the mechanic.
No, it was the other way around.
It was the other way
He was
around.
the mechanic, and he went in the
drafted
military. He went into the Marines. And, yeah. Oh, and there's this guy.
That's automotive adjacent for sure. I remember him telling
And then Goober was supposed to be his brother, because you see Goober up there? Goober was took over when Gomer went in the Marines.
Oh, there you go. Automotive adjacent. There you go. Those guys were working on the stuff. They needed somebody to fix all those crashed cars.
Jeez.
Ah, look at that. Okay.
Sergeant Carter.
I'm going back to your screen. I've got some more thoughts and
Can
ideas.
you zoom a little on that? Yeah, that's Ralph. Ralph Mouth. His car.
Happy Days. Wow, we're getting back to
Look at that. It's got a
when I was a little kid watching reruns.
It's got a flathead Ford in it.
Was this in color? I never watched this show in color.
Color. Yeah.
I didn't have a color TV when the show was on.
We didn't have color TVs when I was a kid, but by the time this was
Wow.
on, I think I had a color TV. I was on my own by then. Yeah, Sergeant Carter.
Dougster wants to see Cooter Davenport. I did want to bring up some, because everybody knows the Dodge Charger, but some of the stars of the show were not Dodge Chargers.
Sergeant
I'll bring
Carter.
that up too. I'll bring some more.
Dean Stevenson brings up Sergeant Carter. You know what? He's from Clarksville, Tennessee, and he died and he's buried here. It's one of those famous grave sites.
Oh, there's I forget that actor's name. I know he's the Fonzie, but he did lots of stuff after this. He was in Hollywood for the rest of his life. He was a director for a long time. Come on.
Oh, you want me to remember his name?
You don't remember his name?
I can't pull it up. But yeah, I know it by heard it.
Oh my goodness, you don't know his name either?
I could probably say
Our brains are fried.
If I wasn't put on the spot, I'd just say
Those
it.
darn vaccines.
Yeah, Henry Winkler. Somebody said Winkler.
Thank
Henry
you,
Winkler.
Gearhead. You get 2 points because you guessed it before.
Well, he only said half. He gets 1 point.
No, he gets it.
Henry Winkler.
You knew what he meant. Old McDonald has a car. You get 2 points.
You know what? Henry Winkler.
He was typing it.
Henry Winkler is my age. Jeez.
There's Cooter Davenport. I want to see his tow truck. Where's the tow truck?
God, here's a show I remember, but
Oh, that's a replica. One time I was watching an old rerun of Dukes of Hazzard. And Cooter's sitting in his tow truck, and he sees the General Lee with no one piloting, just rolling down a hill, ready to go for the cliff, and it's getting closer and closer. And Cooter drives, and he gets up in front of it, and he slows it down with the tow truck, and he just comes right up the edge of the cliff. And I actually started crying. It made me cry. I was like, oh no, the General Lee's gonna go over the cliff. And Cooter saved it. I was like, save it, Cooter, you can do it.
Dougster says that very Triumph is on display right now at Gilmore Museum. It's owned by Haggerty. Really? So we can go see.
That's cool.
We can go see his truck. That was my mother the car. Who remembers that? You got to be old to remember that. That's when I remember. I was little and it was always in black and white. I had no idea what color anything was, and I didn't watch it much. Who sent something? Patrick Sullivan sent something. Oh, here we are. Patrick Sullivan. This message seems dangerous. Similar messages are used to steal people's personal information. This is what I got from you. Okay, so how do I get through this? I think
It's warning you. Who's it from?
Patrick Sullivan.
Oh, Patrick Sullivan's not trying to.
I know. I'm trying to make it work, and it's. I see an attachment there. Oh, because it's I'll tell you why. Because it's not a picture. He sent some file extension. It's not a photograph.
Well, what is it?
It's a WEBP. It means when you downloaded it.
Web enabled.
Yeah, it wasn't a JPEG or something. You downloaded a picture that's.
Yeah, that doesn't work. We can't do that one.
I can't pull it off.
It was
So
a copy pasta. It didn't copy pasta properly.
you're gonna have to try to figure out how to get that.
You gotta give us a JPEG or an image file of some sort. Okay, who's this picture? Is that Don Knotts?
My mother the car. That was like before your time. I was a little kid. That was in black and white when my mother the car was around. But
Oh. Okay.
oh, Tim Allen's car.
Ooh. Well, what's that from, though? That's just
It's just
one of Tim
one
Allen's
of his many cars.
Okay.
He's like Jay Leno, but not
Oh, don't
quite.
start that. Oh, Dick Van Dyke had a great English accent. Sounds like Graham Kerr. Yeah, Dick Van Dyke was in a bunch of
Don't
Disney
start
stuff
what?
back in the 70s. We can't just start doing famous people's cars. That
Oh.
would have to be a whole nother night.
Somebody sent it in. That's all.
That could be a night. Is famous
I don't
people's
know if
cars.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I want to do our cars in here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
but
having fun
most of
here.
these aren't our cars. I'm just saying. We always want to see our cars, but this gives us. I think
Jill's
we-
Nomad was nicer.
Jill's Nomad.
Oh, here
I
it
don't
is. Here it is. I
remember Jill's
mean,
Nomad.
yeah, I got Buddy Carfano sent a picture of it, so I'll put it up.
Oh, that's right. See, they had that in the show.
Yeah, she had a 55 Chevy Nomad. Yeah, so they're in the show. Those are cars that belong in the show.
They later replaced the car with a horse named Wilbur. Yeah, the horses were the horse, of course, and no one could talk to a horse, of course. It is unless the horse, of course, is famous Mr. Ed. Oh, it was Mr. Ed. Was the name of the show.
Stupid horse that talked.
The famous Mr. Ed. Yeah, black and white television. Watching Mr. Ed. Like, duh. The things.
What's this? Not Dick Van Dyke, Jerry Van Dyke, Dick's brother. What are they talking about there?
Oh.
Don't know.
Dougster's Wolverine Garage says Daisy had two Roadrunners. One was a 71-72 and the other was a 73-74, but same paint scheme. In the show, the boys drove it off a cliff. Daisy got a Jeep after that. Roadrunners. I remember Daisy's Jeep, but I don't remember the Roadrunners. But it makes sense that they would drive it up a cliff, because they do stuff like that. Those dang Duke boys.
Patrick Sullivan managed to find a JPEG and sent it. I'm downloading it.
Thank you, Patrick Sullivan. Not everybody's willing to put in the extra work to get stuff.
Okay, so what is this?
The car got crushed on the show. Made me sick. Oh, man.
What is this car? Oh, my other car was Jerry Van Dyke. Oh, I didn't even know that. That was Jerry Van Dyke.
I guess acting was a family affair. What's this? This is the car from The Car? Is that right?
Hint a movie. He says hint a movie car. Patrick Sullivan sent it in, but I don't know what movie car that is.
I remember seeing it as a movie car, but I've never seen the movie. I think it was like a scary movie.
The car was built off a 71 Lincoln Mark III. Oh, you know what? That's the windshield. Looks like a Mark III. What is that?
It was from a scary movie. The car stalks people.
It is the car from The Car, and it is a car. It says Mexican spec. Dean Stevenson customized 71 Lincoln Continental Mark III, designed by famed Hollywood. Car customized. George Barris did that. George Barris never did anything that ugly.
George Barris is the one that did the Munsters cars too, I think.
George Barris did. He did the original Batmobile. He did so much stuff.
Yeah, he was big. The one in the picture is a clone. Oh, it might be a bad clone. It's possible it's a bad clone.
Car later paid homage in Knight Rider, Car Knight Association Roving Robot. Later paid homage in Futurama.
Oh, Gearhead's giving us some backstory here.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I think I'll show it. I don't know if I should, but I'm gonna, because I like it.
Remember in
Daisy Duke, that's one of her.
Damn. Damn, Daisy.
They put it on TV. I guess we can put it up here.
There was a lot of people who watched the show just to get to see.
Oh, here's a
Duke. Oh, that's a really good picture.
Frontal picture of Daisy.
That's the poster you want on your wall. And if you don't like girls, you gotta like the Jeep. Like one or the other gets your interest. That is a very interesting photo.
Dougster says George Barris did Sonny and Cher convertible Mustang, Cher bright pink. Yeah, they have a. You can probably find that Sonny and Cher, his and hers
We've looked them
Mustangs.
up before.
We looked that up before, I think, for some reason.
We have.
I remember doing that. Yeah, it's a his and hers. Patrick Sullivan says I was a young teen during the Dukes. I was probably in my 20s. Fixin' Spec says those cars are in a museum in Kansas of all places. Really? Garrett, the Golden Hawk Jeep was nice though. Is that what that is?
I think it is. It's a beautiful Jeep. I always remember Daisy
Yeah,
Duke having a Jeep, and then the boys would want to borrow her Jeep, and she'd be like, please
Betty
no.
Carpano didn't notice the Jeep in the picture.
Correct. That's the right
So
answer,
here's the
buddy.
Sonny and Cher Mustangs. I remember when these things were built. It was in all the magazines.
There they are, with some cool cars. Hollywood-worthy cars.
I never saw the taillights before, big wide taillights.
Where?
See that? Right above your head.
Oh, I see them there. Oops, can't click on them. Oh, I can click on them.
Kind of fuzzy looking, but yeah. Now you can't get rid of it. Oh, you got rid of it.
Get rid of it now. Let's
Yeah,
go back
you went
to
back
looking
to
at.
something else.
Let's go back to appreciating how pretty Daisy Duke was back in the day. Mexican Spec thought, get the hell off the Jeep, girl. Oh no. Oh no. You stay right there. Let me get a picture.
Well, that's the one
So
you
it'll
really
last
wanted, right?
longer. No, quit showing pictures of her ass. We want a dignified picture of her sprawled across the front of a Jeep. Scratching the crap out of the hood? Uh-huh. Okay. All right, let's move on.
Just saw her and the runner at the Midwest Mopars in the park show. Crashes Roadrunner Garage.
Oh,
How's she
okay.
look now? Because she got really heavy, but I don't know if she's like
don't
trimmed
think-
some of that off or not.
Oh, that's not appropriate to talk about.
Not
weight.
appropriate. Well, she got older and bigger. And yeah, I don't
People
know.
do that. It
People do
happens with
that.
time.
I was just wondering how she looks now. She might look better. Sometimes people look better as they get older. I was hoping the Jeep's engine wasn't hot. Yeah, sit up there and like she's got to
Toaster
keep sitting there
buns?
while they're taking pictures. Like, hurry up!
She understood the assignment.
Why doesn't this open? Oh, here we go. Barrows sent in.
Bet you AMC sold a lot of them Jeeps based on these pictures.
Barrows sent this in.
Douglas says when he sees a picture of a girl on a pool table, he thinks, get the hell off the pool table. Well,
So let's see here. This Barrows sent the.
is this the young ones?
Oh, you might be right.
Who sent that one?
It is. It's the young ones. Barrows sent it in.
Fascist bully boy bastards. That's a funny car. I don't know what he's doing out there. I forget those people's names. My friend used to show me the young ones. We watched it. He thought it was hilarious.
I have never seen that. I don't even know what it is.
They were very punk. It was like somewhere in the UK. I don't know.
That looks like that's a UK car. Where the steering wheel is and
Yeah. They were very countercultural kind of thing. There was just, it was like a skit, or not skit comedy. It was like, I don't know what it was. I don't know what that show was. It was supposed to be funny, and it kind of was. It was just really weird.
yeah, Ford Anglia.
Anglia?
That's what that is. That's what kind
It looks
of car
like a
it is.
really little car. Doesn't it?
They are. They're
Like
small
Geo
cars.
Metro, but
No, they're
but
not that. They're
in
narrow and tall. They're
the
funny
style of a checker.
looking little cars. Yeah, they have these in New Zealand, Dean. They had them here. I didn't see a lot of them, but they were around and they had left-hand drive.
What other television shows and movies have you enjoyed the vehicles in? Especially, I mentioned the
Wayne's World.
that's an excellent one. They're all singing that Queen song in it. Do you remember the scene from Wayne's World? Did you watch that
Do
movie?
not.
Oh my goodness, I think we have to watch Wayne's World. I don't know if you would enjoy that
McDonald
humor.
says, I like the two punks that drank brake fluid in the Wraith. Really? Andrew Button's here. Good evening.
He didn't sell big cars in the UK at the time. No, the roads are small and the streets are narrow and there's parking is difficult. Small cars are objectively better in that situation.
Mexican Spec says, have you ever seen the show, The FBI with Ephraim Zimbalist? Yes, I used to watch it all the time. And later I watched a show with his daughter, Stephanie Zimbalist, and what was the name of that show? Somebody will have it. But yeah, I remember the FBI with Ephraim Zimbalist.
People have often mentioned the Izetta, and yeah, it was most recently, I think, popularized in the what was it, Family
Mexican Spec
something?
got it. Remington Steele, you're right. Yeah, I remember that show. I watched that a lot.
I think that was an adult show when I was a kid. But this Izetta,
Remington Steele?
Steve Urkel had his first car was an Izetta. He was a nerdy kid with glasses, and he had an Izetta.
When I was a kid, these things were around. I thought they were so cool looking.
Really?
Yeah, because it just was, if you're a little kid and the door opens like that and the steering wheel moves and there's a U-joint there and a slip yoke, you look at it all, figure out how it works, It was really, really interesting.
Very unique. Family Matters was the name of the show. That makes sense. Okay. I think Steve Urkel's the neighbor's kid. Andrew Button says, my late father worked in a big school and somebody took an Izetta down the hall as a senior prank. It would fit. It would fit through the front doors. It's a little thing. That's an absurd prank. I'll give it that.
Ooh, that's a small picture.
Why did it get so small?
I made it bigger.
Oh, that looks like a car from, is that like Trailer Jackass or Trailer Park Boys or something like that? What?
I don't know what that is. That is Patrick Sullivan sent it in, and it says TPB. What is TPB? I don't know what that means. Trailer Park. Yeah, TPB, Trailer Park, whatever you said, Kim.
Well, Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, that's what that means.
I see. I don't know it very well, but I've seen it. I've seen the show, but I've not watched the show.
Barrows goes Trailer Park Boys.
I haven't watched it enough to follow the plot, if that makes any sense.
I have never watched it. Never heard, nothing. That's a pretty rough looking car.
There's some pretty amusing characters.
C-body. I'd like to have a C-body Chrysler, but not that one. Of course, you could drive that around. You wouldn't be worried about anybody hitting you. Nobody'd ever hit you if you had that. Oh, what are you showing?
I'm looking.
That looks like I saw the red-green show there.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm trying to get some pictures. I think most of you have seen the Red Green Show, and it was a mockery of a Canadian guy, Red Green. I think they still do YouTube stuff now.
He's
And
all
that
over
show
YouTube,
was around
I think.
for a long time, and he was known for. They always had a bit where they did something dumb. Handyman corner. Use a handyman secret weapon, duct tape, and he'd make a crazy. Look at this thing down here. Look, here's the. Come on, click.
Andrew
click
Button says C-Body Chrysler between 69 and 72 are all pretty neat.
He
That is a later one, which not good. Yeah, I had a 72 Dodge Polara for a while. I really liked that car. Shouldn't have sold it.
he always had the possum van, and then he'd do
Oh,
crazy
geez.
things. And look, see, there's he's got it taped to a Civic taped to the top of a van. He'd always, windshield crazy stuff. Tape two cars together, make crazy lawnmowers. Red green.
What the hell? That looks like something he'd do right there.
Right? If you can't.
First time I saw him, it was funny as hell. He had some car, he was converting it to power windows, and he took an egg beater. And
Yeah.
he chucked the beater things out of it, went over there and stuck it on where the door handle goes, went put the window on, put the window back down. That's one of the funniest things I ever seen. And I always watch the guy after. Oh, there you go. You put those two together, you got no wheel drive.
They must have had a surplus of old K cars in the junkyard because they were always cutting up old K cars on the show. And I think it was last year, Junkyard Digs made a tribute van. They
Really?
painted one up as the possum van and took it to like a red-green sort of event. I don't know. They had fun. It's something. I think it's noteworthy TV movie cars. I think we can move on though. What do you got? What else you got in the queue there?
We got ads right now, but I'm
Josh Human is here. Welcome, one and all. Hey,
Human.
We're talking about TV and movie cars
Is it
and
Human
automotive
or
adjacent.
Human or Homan?
We've asked that before. We should.
I
know.
knew somebody else that last name was Homan, but I don't know. You say Human, it sounds kind of cool. What is this? This is the California Kid car with a black license plate on it. Black California.
Bear Rose says that red greens keep your stick on the ice is where he got the idea for his trademark saying, which is keep your metal hot. I like that when you say that, Bear Rose. It's continuity. It sort of ties things together when you wrap up with a saying. I think Dave's Farm was as funny as Red Green, but more real. Andrew Button, I have never watched Dave's Farm.
I've never heard of it.
And we're going to have, now it's on my list.
Dean Stevenson puts I don't even know what character that is, a kid car. What is that character? That's not Cyrillic. That's something else. What did he do? Mm-hmm. Oh, it might be one of those and one of those.
I think Red was a Mopar fan. Maybe. His K cars were not really very Mopar in the traditional sort of understanding. But they definitely are now.
Old McDonald, Dean Arbor, Alpina, Ford had. Yeah, Dean Stevenson says one of these. What is that?
Copper's paint, stripper paint advertisement Dean has. All right, everyone who's telling us about your advertisers, we thank you. And you get 2 points. Even if I didn't read off your comment, if you told us about your advertiser tonight, you get 2 points for each ad break. So thank you.
I'm over here messing with Kim's keyboard.
What are you looking for?
Trying to do something stupid.
Where at? On Google or? Oh, you're trying to type stuff in. Oh, he's going to type some stuff in chat.
Well, no, that didn't work. That's what I thought he did, but that's not what he did.
No, he has a character.
What is that character, Dean?
Josh says K cars were transportation appliances and nothing more. I had a Dodge Aries, and it was very like driving a refrigerator.
I almost bought a new one. What was the Plymouth?
Horizon?
No, Horizon was a smaller one. I had a
Plymouth Reliant.
Reliant. Yeah, Reliant, little
They weren't
Reliant station
terrible
wagon.
cars.
It was a little Reliant station wagon with a 2.2, and I went and drove it, and I thought, man, I kind of want this, and then I didn't buy it. It was brand new. Brand new car payments, but at the time it wasn't huge,
They weren't terrible cars.
and
They were
I didn't buy it.
affordable. They didn't go past maybe 120,000 miles. You couldn't beat on them. They didn't have any tolerance to abuse, but if you were just driving a car around and you took care of it, they weren't bad at all. They rusted out before they wore out where I lived.
Dean Stevens' trademark Cooper's the paint stripper company. That's what that character is? Yeah, Reliant K is what it was. Let's see. Apple support how to type a backwards K. I need this for baseball stats. Strikeout looking.
Old McDonald's asked, can I sell my points? You're going to have to look that up in the terms of service agreement.
Sell them to somebody in here.
I do not endorse the sale or exchange for monetary goods and services. Kim points have no cash value. Plymouth Horizon was like the Rabbit. Omni was the rebadge. Okay. Dodge, yeah, had an Omni. Had an Aries in the 80s with a 2.2 liter, had 180K on it when it was sold. See, they could last a while if you took care of them.
I had a 79 Omni when it was almost new. It was a nice car. It was
if you kept
optioned
reasonable
out car.
service after it, they were okay. Changed the timing belt at 100,000 miles. It wasn't a huge job like it is now, but compared to like timing chains that just never wore out, it was like, oh my God, you have to change a timing belt? And they were aluminum. So if you ignored it and it ran low on coolant, it was toast. And like people just refused to recognize that. Ben's
car.
his grandson, leaking coolant. They took it someplace. They said, what's wrong? They said, oh, you need a thermostat. They put a thermostat in. It still leaks. Now he just watches the coolant and keeps filling it up. It's like,
well, and he took
gosh.
it back there, and they said, well, it needs another thermostat.
Yeah.
So it's not the thermostat. It's where the hose attaches to the engine, and it's some goofy hose with an O-ring and stuff.
Instead of being a regular radiator hose with a tried and true, time-proven clamp, like hose clamps, like they've been doing for decades that works, they have a special hose that has plastic and O-rings. And it's right there at the front of the motor. And when the motor tips back and forth a billion times, every time you start and stop, the motor moves and the hose, the O-ring starts leaking. And we pressurized it. We should have recorded
We should have recorded that. Yeah, you pressurize it.
Pressurize the system up to 10 psi. And then you take the hose and you wiggle it, and water just spews out the O-ring everywhere. And he said, we diagnosed. He said, yeah, before it ruined the belt, the serpentine belt.
Yeah,
so
because you had coolant all over, and it's slipping.
All over.
Well, they should have cleaned it.
Well,
so they replaced it.
Either way, they replaced it because that's what they do. They charge you for it, but they didn't find the source of the coolant. They just replaced the thermostat.
Well, they said it was the thermostat because that's where it was wet, but they didn't really.
Anyways, we should have done a video on that, but it hit us out of nowhere. Maybe when you know what we'll do when he brings it back with the hose to fix it, we'll pressurize it up and we'll ask Ben to make sure he has time so we can video it.
Mexican spec, and I did a short right at the end on.
Most K cars were stick shifts. I don't think that's true. Maybe in Mexico.
The one I tried out, it was the one I was going to buy, was a Reliant K station wagon. It had a stick shift, and then at the same time, right then, I already had a Dodge Omni with a manual transmission. Plymouth Omni Ryzen.
Yeah, they were just nothing to write home about, but they were responsible transportation. They were mom and pop grocery getters, a lot like my Dodge Dart. 4-door, it's nothing to write home about. It's not that fast. But, I mean, it's still here after all those years, and it still does exactly what it was built and intended to do. And it's the same with a K car. If you can keep it from rusting, you can just
look
keep
at this.
rolling on the miles. It's just does what it's supposed to do.
Hardcastle and McCormick. I'm not sure what that is.
I
But
remember that name.
I know what car that is.
Wow, that's a hell of a super car.
That's a kit car. And there were two different bodies like that. They were very similar.
They were good sellers used. Yeah, I'll bet they were. People knew they were getting a car. They weren't like super problematic.
Man, that car right there. That's a kit car. I really like the looks of it.
Gearhead says Days of Thunder. That was
Days of Thunder was the last one I showed.
That was a racing movie. Oh, that was the last picture.
That was the last picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go back to that somehow? I don't know.
Was that NASCAR, Days of Thunder?
I think so.
You know what? There was a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes about Days of Thunder in the Cars movie. Lightning McQueen, the main character from the Cars movie, his main competitor was like Chip Thunder or something. Chick Hicks. There he is. Wow. They even gave him a mean name. He's a hick. Chick Hicks was the Days of Thunder car, okay. Right? And Lightning McQueen was the even newer. He was like the new school. Chick Hicks was the old school. And Lightning McQueen was the new school car. Like, here's a, and oh shoot, I clicked on something that I didn't mean to click on. Okay, sorry. Back to Hardcastle and McCormick. When you say Hardcastle and McCormick, I always think of the spices. The McCormick chili season spices. Is the premium stuff. If you guys want to make chili, and you're in the U.S. and you go to the grocery store, it costs double to buy the brand name chili seasoning or the brand name spices. They're labeled by McCormick. It is better. It's really good and yummy.
Isn't McCormick up there in the Monterey area in California?
I don't know, but it's the premium spices. If you're making it just for yourself, just for your own selfish desires, buy the McCormick stuff. You'll like it a lot. If it's your bestest friends and you really love them, you could buy the McCormick stuff. But if you're making it, for like the potluck, don't spend all the money on the McCormick stuff. But it is really good.
Tim says, finished dinner, cold and rainy. Yeah, you're getting warm and then cold there.
Oh, Tim just had chili for dinner. Did you use the McCormick chili seasoning, Tim? Am I right?
McCormick Shilling.
That's my namesake. I see. It really is really good. Not sponsored, but it's really good. This is a testimonial.
McCormick, it's outside Baltimore.
Of all the canned peaches I've tried, I think the ones in heavy syrup are the best. They're just good. It's testimonial.
You have some in the refrigerator.
No, I do, but I'm going to throw them away because I got warm. And because I threw that can in anger.
But there's nothing wrong with those.
Probably nothing wrong. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Pantera is a great car. I just worked on one. Nothing like having a 351 fan next to your ear at about 4,000 RPMs. Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I like driving Pantera. They're okay. I like the Pantera is actually a better car than the Mangusta, but I like the looks of the Mangusta better. What?
We forgot a really important one. Oh my goodness.
What's that?
Man, you're all going to feel dumb for not having already sent this in.
Oh, she just thought of something. Tim says, my wife has her own recipe, secret stuff. Brian Keith starred in Hardcastle and McCormick. Oh.
Doc Brown and his Back to the Future DeLorean. How did you guys forget about the time machine
I didn't
car?
even think of it.
See, this is a big night. There's so many things to talk about. I felt dumb already. I felt dumb for the first hour. You guys were throwing all these old TV shows at me, and I'm like, I remember that was a show. Tim's wife has her own recipe, secret stuff. Well, if you ever don't have your wife around, like Mexican Spec was saying, I'm so hungry, but my wife cooks better than me, and I don't want to. If you have to buy stuff from the store and you don't know any better, buy the McCormick stuff. See, Stray Bullet says he always buys the McCormick brand, which is good, but the problem is we're cheap. Sometimes we have to be a little frugal so we can spend all our money on cars. So I'm like,
we don't have money for food. Why? Because we bought a carburetor.
We bought more carbs. Yeah, we bought more.
Mexican Spec says, I was thinking Christine. Yeah, nobody came up with Christine.
Nobody came up with Christine. Christine, isn't that a horror movie car?
It's a 58 Plymouth.
58 Plymouth. Is that with a C or a K? It's a girl's name, so it's a C, right?
It's written right there. Mexican Spec has it written right there. There you go.
When I was a kid, I remember seeing, it was a horror movie. We weren't allowed to watch scary movies like that because we would be up at night. Have nightmares. So, but I remember seeing lots of scenes, but I do not think I've ever sat down and watched Christine from beginning to end. Does it hold up? Is it still scary compared to modern movies?
It's not a horror movie. It's a comedy.
Really? I thought it was a scary
movie. I didn't think it was a horror movie either, but I just was sitting here being quiet because
I thought Christine was a scary movie. Doesn't the car go crazy and kill people? Gets possessive? Am I giving away? I'm sorry, spoilers. If you haven't seen it, put it on your movie list.
See, it's a 58. I kind of like the 57 Plymouth better, which is the same body, but I think it just looks better. Gene's putting that crazy K all over everything.
Tim, you're giving away your wife's secret recipe. Your wife's secret recipe is use a blend of McCormick stuff. Marty screwed up in the past, so the car doesn't exist, said old MacDonald. Uh-oh. Oh, Gearhead, that's good flavor. The Grill Mates stuff. Yes, very good.
Do we have some of that? Man, I was looking for garlic powder today, and I had to go through about 50 spices back in there and dug it out of the back, but I found it.
Does anybody else remember at the end of Back to the Future? He gets a new truck for graduation, and I remember when I saw it was the truck every kid wanted. Black, big knobby tires. It had the rack with the lights on it. Look how cool that truck is. Everybody wanted that truck back. It really was. Ideally, as a kid, a teenager, if you wanted a truck, everybody wanted that Toyota truck. It was killer. It was killer. More than you wanted a DeLorean. Yeah, you wanted a time machine. But if it wasn't a time machine, you didn't care nothing about a DeLorean. This truck was what every kid wanted. They knew. They read the room. They knew the assignment. That truck was the one. It was sharp when it was new. Absolutely. Whoever put that kit together, put the wheels and the push bar and everything, they were going to drive it up to the lake to make out point or whatever like that. Whew. All right. Back to your stuff.
Well, I'm downloading again.
Downloading again?
Barrow sent something and you were talking, so I was downloading.
Okay.
But it's up now.
Christine is an homage to the car as well. Okay. Can you zoom in on that? There you go. Okay, so who is that car? Go back to the email that came from, because it says about it. Because that's in the style of Cars, of the movie Cars, where they
Great
do
tribute to a great man. Doc's old crew chief in the movie. Cars Smoky Unit got his start. What is all this?
Oh, it's the Smoky Unit truck. That's cool. That's really cool.
The fabulous Hudson. I know the grill is a Hudson and the rest of it. I guess it kind of looks like a Hudson.
The
Proportions
fabulous
are kind of funny.
Hudson Hornet was the other car. This truck is this
Well,
one.
Hudson trucks had kind of an odd,
Oh,
what do you call it, proportions, but it looked kind of good.
nice. Mexican Spec says, I don't understand dual. It isn't hard to stay away from a big rig. Yeah. It was there's probably backstory that explained it. Like they had to both go to the same place, or the truck was the truck like magic? Like this. I don't know. Mad Max car. Yeah, the Interceptor car. Now, there was a lot of different cars in Mad Max that you might like. And honestly, we could do a Mad Max, we could do an entire night of Mad Max cars and trucks and machines and like just tribute vehicles. They do Wasteland weekends every year in different parts of the country in several different areas. They do multiple events throughout the year of Wasteland weekends where people take their Mad Max tribute type vehicles to, and they make little movies and stuff like that. If that interests you, you could spend a ton of time. And I'm not against it. I would do it. I don't know if you have any interest in the Mad Max style. They paint everything black and put spikes and big blowers and stuff like that. It's cool.
Gearhead says Falcon XBGT. I remember that car. This is Top Gun motorcycle.
Mexican Spec doesn't want a whole night on Mad Max. He likes original vehicles. I believe the Mad Max blower was a prop. Probably, yeah. Smokey Hudson's dominated NASCARs with only a 6-cylinder. Nice.
Yeah, that was back. What was it? The 308? I think that's what that was. 308 cubic inch 6-cylinder. Back in the 50s. I think that's what they were.
NASCAR's.
When I was a little kid, my father always told me, yeah, he says that's what, when he first moved to California, the Highway Patrol is in the early 50s. The Highway Patrol had Hudsons because they were fast. Like, really? Because by the time I was asking about that, Hudsons were long gone, you know. And I couldn't imagine a Hudson going fast because he didn't look fast at all. Ones I rode in had flathead 6s in them that were barely get out of their own way. Yeah, the step-down Hudsons, they were the ones that were faster. The ones I rode in were like 1940 Hudson, which I didn't like then because it just looked like old cars. Now I look at a 1940 Hudson. Man, I'd love to have a 40 Hudson. But, yeah, it'd be a project car, of course. Another project car, Kim. And a 40
I don't have
Hudson.
enough years in life left to do all the cool projects I'd like to do.
40 Hudson is an enormous car. We put that in the shop and we would be able to walk around it.
No, we wouldn't. That's true. Just like we can't really work on trucks and vans in there. But
No, you can't even bring a van in the shop because
I
it's
think
too.
you could fit it in there.
Can't get my van in there.
Not with the roof rack on it.
No, not even with the roof rack not on it.
Really?
Yeah,
We need to get some low pro tires to get it down on the ground so we can get it in there.
take the wheels off. We could get it in, maybe.
A guy on YouTube found that truck and rebuilt it to its glory. That's cool. That's super cool. That's not a truck, though. That's a motorcycle. We're talking about a truck, but we got a picture of a motorcycle. Buddy Ingersoll's twin turbo V6. I don't know who that is. Ingersoll makes compressors. I'm losing the threads. It's all running together. Sorry.
I'm over here closing windows.
I hope you guys are having a good time. We have been all over the map tonight. bebopping from one topic to the next, one television show to the next, one movie to the next, one genre to the next, one decade to the next. We've been all over. I knew this was going to be a wide swath of different things, but like, wow. I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface. There's cars and trucks and everything.
Ingersoll Rand. Ingersoll Rand. Yeah, I'd like to have big Ingersoll Rand
Compressor.
screw compressor.
See, I completely squirreled that because
A squirrel compressor? No,
Old McDonald was
screw
talking
compressor.
about Buddy Ingersoll's twin turbo V6. And I said Ingersoll, and then Dean said Ingersoll Rand, and we've just completely deviated.
It's Utes from Road Warrior. Maybe you can look that up because I'm not sure what that is.
I will.
I know what Utes are because I like Utes.
It was Road Warrior made in Australia?
Probably. Yeah, because he had that weird Falcon.
Yeah, see, this is
Oh, look at that. That white one.
Road Warrior and Mad Max. Road Warrior vehicles from Mad Max. Yeah, see. This is a whole genre. This is the Interceptor is this car down.
Oh, there's one. There's one we haven't covered. Buddy Carfano says, show the Batmobile.
Which one?
Yeah, the early one's the good one.
Which one's your favorite Batmobile?
I don't like the new
early
ones.
one's your favorite?
Yeah, I don't like the new one.
They have these crazy vehicles with the people standing up. Big Fury Road was a pretty wild movie. The big, oh man, Mad Max 2.
What is that Ute? It's an orange one, yeah.
I don't
This
know.
is the fact the Interceptors. Huh. Bunch of vehicles from down under.
Yeah, lots of people like building Mad Max vehicles. They're hot rods, rat rods, but they're
Wait. Go back down again. More.
Post-
More. What is that red thing right there?
this thing. Post-apocalyptic.
An HJ panel van.
Post-apocalyptic themed rat rods.
I like the nose on that,
There's
but I don't
only
know
one
about the rest of it.
Batmobile. I guess maybe there is. There's
Look up 1966 Batmobile. That's a good one.
I think the Batmobile was it was a great opportunity for.
That's ugly.
Well, you said that's the one you
See,
wanted
now
to
that's
see.
what they made it out of. See that red car that you got the cursor on right now? That was a Ford Futura. And George Barris got it and made the Batmobile out of that thing. That was like some kind of show car that Ford had. Then if you see it.
Oh, there was a car that actually looked like that before they made it into the Batmobile?
Yeah, George Barris got that Ford. It was a Ford show car. You know, they went around to car shows and this is the future, you know, which it was not, but it was kind of. And then he made the Batmobile out of it. Now you can look up the Batmobile that was made from that.
Why didn't the Batmobile show up? Put in Batmobile.
See right there, the Lincoln Futura and the Batmobile. You can see the similarities.
Yes, I can. I just don't know why.
You can't find the real one.
Keep saying this is the original Batmobile.
Oh, that's probably it. Probably was from some comic books or something.
Why does it keep saying this is Batmobiles?
56. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. 1956. But the one below, if you scroll down on the right side, there's pictures of it. George Barris made it out of that Ford. Futura.
4.6
The original
million bucks. Wow, that's a whole lot of monies.
Yeah, I remember I watched that auction. George Barris, he owned that car and he finally sold it. Got $4.6 million. And whoever bought it was going to put it in their living room or something. And he goes, they're part of the Batmobile family now. And, that was his last big hurrah. He probably made more money on that than he did the whole rest of his life. So, and he was retired when he sold that. He was like jumping up and down and he's going crazy that night. It was pretty interesting to watch. Dean Stevenson, the HJ and GXL West German Granada de Tomasa Longchamp and Fairmont GXL headlamps. I don't know. The only car I know in there that you mentioned is the Longchamp. I think I have a picture of that.
Mexican Spec says I would take a panel van over a pickup any day. Well,
let me see here.
I don't know. If you had to haul mulch, a pickup truck's probably better than a panel van. Old McDonald says they banned Buddy Ingersoll's car from the pro stock races. Too good, huh? Nothing like being declared too good. Right? Like you're pissed off, but you're also smug about it. Edward Leonard is here. Says, hey, Buff and Kim and everybody in the chat. Hope you're all well.
Hello.
I'm doing well. It seems like we're all having a good time tonight. Mexican Spec doesn't do much mulch. Well, that's fair. That's fair. We do a lot of mulch up here. A lot of Australians added those headlamps to their vans in the 70s. I'm not sure which headlamps they're talking about.
Longchamp. Look up De Tomasa Longchamp. I was trying to find. I know I have a picture one somewhere, and I just can't pull it up because I didn't file it in the right place. Man, that came right up, didn't it? I was driving through LA one time. There was one coming up behind me, and I had my phone like this, and I was taking pictures of it as it went by. I'm thinking, man, I hope I got that. And I got those pictures somewhere, and I don't know where they are now. I thought they were in here. But it was a Longchamp that passed me. I kind of like that car.
Looks like a very sporty European car.
And I don't know anything about
them. That looks nice with the graphics on it.
Italy's attempted a Fox Body Mustang. Maybe that's why I like it. It's kind of the same size as a Fox Body Mustang, but it's not anything like it. Oh, Google ads Dean Stevenson.
Tim says they're trying to sell me another toolbox from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight does that. They want to sell you stuff.
I am so happy there's a Harbor Freight in town again. So you know what?
Take that wrench back.
We got to take a broken wrench back.
Mexican Spec says just buy it already. Well, then they'll lower the price. All right, everybody who's calling out brand names for advertisements gets 2 points. As always, thank you for letting us know who is sponsoring all of these kilobits per second. They ain't free, folks. They cost money. So when advertisements come out, we don't like to have to advertise stuff. But hey, if they're going to pay us, I'm going to say nice things about them as best as I possibly can. Buddy Carafano got a year one ad. I think they make special suspension parts and stuff like that. Hey, they're sponsoring us. They're part of the community because they're willing to fork over a few pennies to get an opportunity to tell you about their product. So we like that. And hopefully they take good care of us, and then we can give them an endorsement or a testimonial, as some of you do when you have good luck with goods or services. Good companies can be difficult to find, and things change. People sell out their companies to foreign management that then lowers the quality of the product, and we need to know what's good and what's bad. So Help us out there.
Somebody asked, what's a...
Olive returned bearing ice cream. Nice job, Olive. I have sherbet in the fridge. No ice cream right now, though. He's looking at the De Tomaso wiki.
Yeah, the De Tomasa Longchamp. Somebody here asked, what's a Longchamp? Who was that? Somebody said that. Oh, where is it? Stray Bullet said, what's a Longchamp? It was made with De Tomaso, the same people that made the Mangusta and the Pantera. And that's that car right there. And I'm looking to see when it was made.
What kind of motor was it?
There were only 409 of them produced.
Oh, man. And it's a 5.8 liter Ford Cleveland engine.
Okay, so it's a 351 Cleveland.
Oh.
And a C6 automatic or a ZF 5-speed.
Very nice.
And it weighed 4,001 pounds.
So it's a Fox body with a 351 in it.
I don't think it's a Fox body. It's something that De Tomasa did.
I also want to mention...
My guess is it's aluminum.
Anyone who is in the chat, who is a YouTube subscriber, like you pay the money monthly, and so you don't get any advertisements because you pay to have ad-free viewing, we appreciate you because you are practically sponsoring us directly. Through that, you're sponsoring YouTube, you're paying for the kilobits per second so we can all enjoy the stream. That makes you special. I'm going to award you 4 points. 4 for being so generous with your membership there. And you also get the privileges of not having to watch anybody's advertisements. So, Kevin Smith says, sorry I'm late, didn't get notification. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. You may want to rewatch. We have covered so much ground in a few hours. Early in the stream, we were a little bit ditzy, but we got a little more into it as the time went on. We've talked about everything all over the map. It's crazy. It's crazy. TV and movie cars tonight. And now we're talking about this De Tomaso Longchamp.
Yeah, I had a...
Because he is on about it. Squirrel. You know, it happens. It happens. Automotive adjacent stuff is always... Did the Italians copy our Fox body? Asks Stray Bullet.
Okay, I just pulled up a picture because I wanted to see what the inside of the Longchamp looked like. Yeah, and I read a little bit about it. It has an independent rear suspension, and of course, independent front suspension. It was not a Fox body. It was something that they did. It's basically an aluminum car, I think. But anyway.
Oh, really?
That's
that would be light.
It's a De Tomasa.
What year is that?
I don't know. It's like 80.
You just had the wiki up.
I know, but it was a group of years. It was like several years they made them. Okay. So they said there were a lot of Ford parts. Look at the steering wheel. Look at the gear shift. But then everything else looks like just like some kind of Italian thing they made. Kind of a nice looking dashboard.
Bear Rose is going to mention that a couple weeks ago he bought a 12-inch Pioneer powered sub. But since they moved to foreign manufacturer, the quality control is horrid. It was dead out of the box, and now he's going through Amazon hoops to return it. Well, at least Amazon usually is pretty good with returns, but I'm sorry you got a bogus piece of junk. That used to be a really good name.
Kevin Smith says, second day on the job and late. Shame on me, I was cooking. Yeah, you're late. You get docked.
No.
Well, he doesn't get any pay anyway, so, we dock him from zero.
Does it have wooden interior?
Wooden? Oh, I don't know what that is.
Somebody said it has... Kevin Smith says it's made of wood.
The steering wheel, I think, it looks to me like a Lincoln Continental steering wheel with a different...
I can't tell what it just looks, maybe it's like vinyl covered. Mexican Spec says, we showed the car from the car, and it's car. Yeah, we talked about what year of car it was made of. We looked at a tribute car. We didn't really look at pictures of the original because they crushed it.
Blue Grit came in here. Hey, how you doing? He says he's late, but he says, did anybody mention the movie The Car? We talked about that earlier, did we?
We did talk about The Car from the Car. and the car that the car was made from.
Tavo's here too, man. Everybody's rolling in.
Welcome in, Tavo. We are 2 hours and 45 minutes into our conversation about television and movie cars. And we cannot circle back to and do the whole thing again.
Oh, we did. We must have done 70 cars or more.
We did do a lot. We talked about a lot of different movies and a lot of different TV shows. We started off early. We started talking about a lot of TV shows and stuff that seemed a little bit obscure to me because of my age. And like, you don't realize that every movie and television show has kind of a car that's a little bit iconic, especially if it's a genre that you're interested in. So it's super cool. But if you have a favorite, if you have an absolute favorite, bring it up. We'll look at it again. Maybe we could circle around. He probably already has a picture of it. Did you keep all the pictures that you downloaded?
Oh, yeah.
So, My Mother's a Car. We did have My Mother the Car. Do you want to pop that picture back up?
I'll have to
just scroll back and pop it.
Okay, but I want to say something here. Barrow says, hey, that's a 66 Mustang shifter. I had one of those in Surratt's a lot. Hey, I had one of those in my Fairmont Futura because it had a 4-speed in it when I put the 302 in. It had an automatic, and that was a real nice little shifter to put in.
That looks like a Mopar steering wheel, perhaps.
Okay, what am I looking for, Kim, and all this? There's like hundreds
My
of
Mother
pictures.
The Car. Just scroll, and if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't.
There's like 100 pictures.
Okay, then don't do it.
Well, I'm looking at
I thought
some
it
of
would be easy.
And some of them are from Buddy Carfano, and he doesn't send pictures, he sends links. So they could be in the links. Let me look to see what's going on there.
No. It'd be faster for me to Google.
There's so many. There's so many tonight. And there's more. Here it is. Here it is.
Stray Bullet. We did bring up a picture of Urkel's car. It was a BMW.
Is this the one he's asking?
That is the My Mother's a Car. We talked about the Urkel car was the little BMW with the front door.
Oh, Isetta.
Isetta. We had pictures of the Isetta up. I probably have the Isetta here still.
Well, and there's more new stuff. So
we talked about the Mach 5. We talked about the Green Hornet.
Okay, Kim, here we go.
We talked about Jonathan Winters in Mad, 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 Mad World.
You got to look at the screen.
The Mystery Machine. We totally forgot about a cartoon icon. Who doesn't remember the Mystery Machine?
So many people have painted vans like that.
How many times did the Mystery Machine break down right at the most important moment for them to find an old haunted house or an old abandoned amusement park or something? There was always a mystery to be solved, and the Mystery Machine was always there being broke down and needing to be towed away. Right?
Said here the rim blow. The rim blow. You know what the rim blow is?
No.
It's a steering wheel Ford had, and it had like kind of a ridge around the inside. And when you squeeze it, that would blow the horn. And my parents actually bought a 1970 Ford, and they were in there talking to the dealer about it, and they took me in there. It was in the evening, and I was sitting in the showroom in a 1970 Thunderbird. I remember looking out the mirror in the back, thinking the window, because it's so sloped, you could hardly see out it. I'm trying to see, and I grabbed the steering wheel, and it blew the horn. So it's my parents and a salesman and me. We're the only ones in this showroom. Man, I was 16 then. They got me out of get out of here, go sit in a car. Because I blew the horn in there.
Where is the side door? Is it a Mexican van? I don't know. It is a real shorty of a van, isn't it? Only 2 doors and then the back.
Well, the Junk Man was also a Hallecky movie. I don't even remember that. But we started off with the very first Hallecky movie, the Hallecky movie that I knew, that Gone in 60 Seconds, the 1974 version.
Here's the Bricklin. I guess it was in some movies.
Oh, there was a movie that had the
Safety
Bricklin in it?
car. They talked about it up there. Halicki movie, The Junk Man, and Demon Seed. But it's a bricklet, so I don't know. That one has a look at the size of the blower popping out of that.
It's just funny when people would put steering wheel covers on rim blow steering wheels. I never even thought about that.
Andrew says, please don't put a picture from the car. It's too scary. It's a Mercury Cougar steering wheel. We did already put up pictures of the car, and a lot of people left the stream because they were terrified. So I don't want to do it again. I don't want to subject people to.
Yeah, Tavo, we're doing movie and TV cars, but I'm not kidding. I mean, I don't know how many we've done.
A whole lot of
70, 75, 100. I don't know. There've been a lot. It's been crazy.
Here's the Torino from Gran Torino, and here's a Camaro.
Oh, you still got a bunch of them all. Just look at all the tabs you have.
Oh, I got a lot. I'm trying to find it. There's Green Hornet. There's the Mach 5. There's the little bookworm. Oh, here's the Click and Clack from the movie The Car. From the movie Cars. Here's Gomer Pyle. He was a mechanic. That's automotive adjacent. Here's Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard. That's automotive adjacent. Here's the Izetta right here. Someone was asking about the Izetta. Steve Urkel. I don't have a picture of Steve Urkel with the Izetta. Here's Red Green. He's always customizing cars. Here's one of his classic K-car debaucheries. I missed.
There's another one I'm going to put up. So
Back to the Future car.
When you get finished, I got another one I can't believe we missed. Came from Buddy Carfano. So I guess we didn't miss it because he sent it.
We didn't miss it. I remember we've had this up one time before. Is this the real one or is this a tribute to it?
I don't know.
Sanford and Son Salvage. See, I don't remember the truck, but I remember the show.
Oh,
I can hear the theme song in my ear. Kevin Smith had a Starsky Torino. His was custom painted pearl white with blue stripes. That sounds pretty. James Bond had a Lotus submarine car, said Gearhead. Sure did. Daisy Duke and Cooter in the same show. What were they trying to tell us? I mean, the whole thing was a comedic tongue-in-cheek with names of places and people and character. The people were caricatures, like Boss Hogg. He wasn't trying to play a real person. He was a caricature of all of the persons. Same with the police officers and the whole thing. It was a comedy show, and it was really amusing.
Kevin Smith says my Torino was a dog. My Torino, when I got it, was a dog. It had a 429 in it. It was just slow as shit. And then I cam and intake and the usual kind of thing. Advance the cam 6 degrees. And man, did that thing come alive. It was a 5,000-pound station wagon that would go so fast it'd scare you. And you move the steering wheel like this, the whole thing would just float. Felt like a pivot in the middle. It's like, don't touch the steering wheel when you're going fast, Yeah. My Torino was not real fast, but man, it was different. Okay, here's the...
Andrew Button said the Mystery Machine was a 100-inch wheelbase, in my opinion, like the A100 or Greenbrier 100. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it was necessarily supposed to be a certain van. It was just a stylized sort of van that the artist came up with. But it mimics the features of the small, short vans of the day.
Andrew Butt says, Brooklyn, I remember those in the showroom. I had a friend, his father had a Pacific Motor Imports, and he had Fiats and Citrons and something else in Bricklands. And they were plastic bodies, and what they were was, there's a real good video of Malcolm Brickland talking about the whole thing. It's about an hour-long video. And he said when they didn't want to spend the money on a paint booth, because painting new cars is really expensive. It's just a huge expense. So he went to somebody that made shower bathroom stuff, and they did all his body for him, and in those what they called safety colors, and yeah, you put that on there, safety colors. So those were all like bathroom shower kind of material, and it worked real well. Except over time, it started to curve and warp a little bit. So there was a guy making fiberglass parts for those replacement parts. Go ahead, Kim.
Gearhead mentioned the Keystone Cops from help me out, from the movie with the jumping car, Dukes of Hazzard. Roscoe, Cletus, and Enos. You forgot one.
You forgot the dog.
You forgot the dog. I'm gonna bring up the dog. You could talk about that thing while I bring it up.
This is one that Barrows put up. He says it's cars of death proof. That's this Mustang and this Nova. Man, there's two nice cars. See, either one of those would be nice to own. Man, I tried when I bought this Zephyr. I was trying to find a Nova, but the Novas were crazy expensive.
There he is, it's Flash.
Flash,
From the
yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Flash.
Flash just sat there.
He just sat there. My dog, Flash. Come on, Flash. He just
He is the
sit there.
best cop
He
there
wouldn't even
was.
move.
Flash was no trouble at all. And Flash was supposed to look out for them Duke boys, and Flash was not talking. He was not selling out the Duke boys because Flash was a good dog. Okay. What was these from? Death Race or something?
Death
Tarantino?
Proof. Death Proof.
Huh.
Barrows Cinnamon.
Those are really,
Man, I like
really
that.
great cars.
These
Vintage Adventure Drive says, hey, I was stopping in to say hi. I'm going to have to go to bed soon, so I'm not late for my new job. Congratulations on the new job. But thanks for stopping in. Maybe sometime you'll have some free time you can rewatch. This was a good one.
Driving a Pinto to your new job.
That's
a get-around car.
You know what? This is a good live. If you like car movies and shows with classic cars in them, like you might have learned, unless you know everything, you probably heard about some stuff that you've never seen that you might want to check on. Although I don't know, some of these shows and movies, they might be hard to. There are big knives sticking out of the front of this car. This is silliness.
That is
zoom in a click.
Something from Barrows. Hang on, I'm kind of busy here. He says Sly Stallone in 1975 Death Race 2000. Oops.
Death Race 2000. Back when 2000 was so
Yeah,
far in the
2000
future,
was so
it
far in the
sounded
future.
futuristic. I'll be right back. I need a quick break.
I remember looking ahead to 2000, like many years ago, and I remember thinking 2000, I'm going to be old. I'm going to be 46 years old in 2000. Man, I'd like to be 46 again. Kevin Smith, my Pinto wagon was a great little car. I had so many Pinto wagons and a couple of Bobcat wagons. I had one Bobcat, I guess. I think I had one Bobcat and the rest were Pintos, and I made them all into little Pinto vans. Whatever they call those things, surfer vans or whatever they were. And I like those cars a lot. So when I saw Vintage driving a Pinto, I thought it was pretty cool because that's his shop. Go around, get her car. That's what I used mine for. Oh, it says Pinto wagon would be high on my list of cars to electrify. I don't want to electrify anything. But I guess if you do, what is this? Miami Vice Ferraris. It's one of the Miami Vice cars. Barrows, the original Death Race crazy movie that spawned the point system, 200 points for running over a pedestrian. Yeah, Pinto sedan delivery. That's what I always thought of it. It was a sedan delivery because I always like sedan deliveries, but they called it a, I don't know, Ford called it a surfer van or something. I don't remember what they called it, something like that. Vintage says there's a 50 Mercury in your yard. Wow. You got to get some pictures of that. Edward Leonard says, love that movie. They got points for running over like nuns and old people. Also, it's kit car, but I like it. Is that a kit car? They did have some of those that were, it was a body kit you bought for a Corvette. I'm looking at that windshield. Is that one of those? It could be. Kevin Smith paid $50 for my Pinto wagon, sold it for $300 when my daughter was born. 84. Andrew Button, I just sold a factory red on red 396 SS Nova. Yes, very expensive. Man, there were a couple of cars I was looking for. One of them was the one I got, which is the Futura, Ford Futura Mercury Z7. And then I was looking at Novas, like 68 through 72 Novas. They're either junk or if they're any good, they're just crazy expensive. And Mexican Spec says there's a really nice 51 Mercury four-door suicide door car here for sale. Very original. You have that on your, do you have that on your Instagram so people can look at it?
Are you guys staying out of trouble?
I'm barely keeping up with this. Mexican Spec, that mark in my yard has been sitting since 1969. Needs a ton of work. But it's all there minus some sheet metal in the floors and the seat foam. Barrow is funny. No one posted up Cannonball Run cars. Did somebody put? Yeah, we put up a Cannonball Run car, didn't we? Yeah, we put up one, just one. I think we had one. Yeah.
We sent them in.
Yeah. Let's see. X and Spec says vintage. I wonder if parts are available for it since they were popular to fix 40 years ago. Stray Bullet Crockett must have been a dirty cop to afford those cars. Mexican Spec says all of it's nice. Oh, Mexican Spec says no, Buffett was published a few years ago. Dean Stevenson, the running in empty cars. 57 Chevy Coupe, Ford Falcon, GTHO Phase 3 XY. I don't know what that is. And HG Monaro. I like all Monaros. And Dodge Challenger. Oh, yeah, here's another one that's a Buddy Carfano just brought up another one. It's a movie car or a TV car. That would be the MASH Jeep. Dean Stevenson, CBR. One car. I don't know what that is. Oh, says my ex, who is not at all a car person, still wanted me to make a something 50s like for date nights. Tavo Dean, the Monaro didn't feature for long. Andrew Button, I have a couple of extra Ford V8s, but my neighbor won't sell me his Pinto wagon. I always thought it would be good in a Pinto wagon because, like a 289, 302, that size engine, they're really long, and they don't fit in the Pinto very well. But I was always thinking like a Buick V6, like a 3.8 V6 or something in a Pinto would be a pretty good thing. Used to have the 2.8s in them, clone engines, but they weren't real fast, but they were pretty strong. Pretty strong engines back then. I don't know. Kim thinks they don't last very long, but they were always good. And it's moving along pretty fast. Andrew Button, the mistake Ford made with the Pinto was not putting the 351 engine from the factory like that would fit. Mexican Spec says, Sleeper Dude just did one of those Jeeps on his channel. Barrels finished drive. We had a guy bring a 50 Ford with a factory swamp cooler, AC in the trunk. That thing rusted to nothing, even in the desert. Oh, geez. Tim, John Wayne's movie Q with the green Trans Am. Gearhead, Stray Bullet. Department funded for undercover work, seized vehicles, basically. Andrew Button, all Pintos should have had the 351 Cleveland or 400 engine standard. None of that other crap. That engine compartment was pretty small. You understand that. That's sneaky. Let's see. Vintage says, I sent you an email with a picture of the Mercury and a couple of other cars. I saw that pop up. I'll get to it. I'm just waiting for Kim to come in here so I can pay attention to the chat. Because if I move over to the email, I'm not going to be paying attention. Also, I bought my Z car from a police auction. Fortunately, I had that 7-foot tall friend in a leather trench coat to bid for me. Andrew Button, mine was a documented 69. They are fun cars. Owning one, it becomes obviously why they are so expensive, but I moved on to Mopars. What was that? That was the Nova? Dean, the Pinto shared the Mustang 2's front structure. Mexican Spec did us a favor, making a small block Ford compliant frame. 1974. Gearhead says good night. Okay, good night, Gearhead. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for participating, sending in pictures.
Oh, I thought of MASH earlier and then it escaped me. Yeah, they were always driving around in those old
Okay,
Jeeps.
now that you're back, see Barrows. The 302 does fit nicely in the Pinto Mustang too, though. 351 Windsor is a bit wider though. Man, I've had to put help with a 302. Actually, there's a 289 in a Pinto, which is the same thing. But it's real long. I mean, there just wasn't room for much. And I was doing a radiator, and we had to move the radiator further ahead. It was a troublesome thing. But I guess you can do it.
You guys got some advertisements. Viva Aerobus Airline ad and an eBay ad. All right. You guys get 2 points for your advertisements. Shipped ads. Kevin Smith gets 2 points. Advertisers pay for all the kilobits per second. We use a lot of them. So, ad for Royal Kingdom phone game. Oh, I've seen those advertisements. Yeah. Hey, if you need something as a little time sink, something to poke at while you're in a waiting room somewhere. Sometimes those games can be fun. So, you guys, we appreciate people who advertise because, they're giving us money so that we can run the show. And hopefully you guys are being entertained. We're trying to be an interactive entertainment, live entertainment.
Patrick Sullivan sent this.
Straight to your home.
I don't know if it's a movie or not, but it's 57 Ford.
That's a pretty car. Wow.
And then I'm trying to, trying to keep up with this. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Oh, this is Vintage. Sent this.
You guys are working him hard today.
Oh, there's the 50 Merc.
Oh. Is that what he's working on?
No, he says it's been sitting there for a long time. Says it needs floors or something.
Where's it at?
Yeah, where are you at? Vintage. I think he's like in, where are you? South Carolina or North Carolina or somewhere over that direction, I think, but I'm not sure.
That's a pretty car. It could be a pretty car.
Kevin Smith, I'm generous with Kim's points. Dean Stevens, that's what an LS or LT is. Cleveland, made by Chevrolet Powertrain. It says those Fords that make me want to do something about those headlights. Which one is that? Which one are you talking about? I'm not sure which one she's talking about.
Probably this one.
I lost, I don't know what you're doing.
Probably that one.
That one? I don't know.
Those headlights are a little bug-eyed. I'm with you, Olive. That is a little bit strange on the headlight.
Well, you know what they did? They made the headlight thing for the quads, for the 4 headlights, and then it didn't get approved by most of the states, so they stuck those in there. In 58, they put 4 headlights in that same spot. Oh, Vintage says I'm in Oklahoma. Okay, I couldn't remember that. I'm sorry.
Oh, where the wind was whipping down the plains. Well, I don't think we're going to get out to Oklahoma for that car. It's a pretty neat car, though. We got to finish up some of the projects.
Oh, she says the 57.
And move some projects on their way and make some space for the universe to just gravitate to us. A vacuum will always fill, so create a little space.
Steve Edwards is here.
I don't want to get buried. I was watching.
Oh, he sold the Simba with a D104 for $250. Wow. Yeah, I'd be happy too. Okay, I'm sorry, Kim. I'm trying to.
It's okay. Keep going.
Well, you go ahead now. I interrupted you, but now I'm back to this.
Is it Empire of Rust? No, not Empire of Rust. Rust Brothers. They were trying to liquidate a bunch of stuff. I think they got in some sort of trouble for having too many vehicles. And so now they're getting rid of stuff. And like,
that scares the hell out of me.
I mean, there's just a time where you have to say, like, okay, this is too much. There's no point in it. It's just mindless hoarding. You know, like, we can imagine more projects than we can ever do. We have to pick the ones. Pick the ones that we are.
I'm downloading a ton of pictures right now.
Edward Leonard says, guys, the phone's dying, so I need to leave the chat. I'll be watching on my TV. Cheers. Okay, great. I'm glad you still feel like you're going to be watching. I don't know much longer we're going to go. We're a little past 3 hours. I don't know. I guess if we still have people sending in pictures and we still have more, then we'll just keep going until we're done.
We'll
go until we finish.
I asked Mexican Spec about this car, and he sent me a ton of pictures.
The retractable hardtop has like 21 relays in the control system. Yikes.
This is a for sale 51 Mercury.
Wow.
It's in Mexico.
That looks really nice paint job. Man.
It's a 4-door with the suicide doors. When I was a kid, I thought those were so ugly, and now I look at them and I go, you know, that's a pretty nice looking car.
Looks all cleaned up, shiny. Got all the chrome on the sides. Fancy bumper on the front.
When I was a little kid, like when I was first looking at those things, you know, they were around. Neighbors had them. You see them every day, you know, and they were 51. I was probably in 58 or 59. They were fairly new car. Look at a flathead Ford. Or a flathead Mercury, but Ford engine. Oh, continuous fin radiator, I think.
Mexican Spec says, I challenge you to find a cleaner one that's all original. It's a flathead V8. Does look like a spectacular example if you were looking for one. That is pretty nice. You guys know how to get in touch with Mexican Spec if you're interested in this car or any of the other cars that he has listed. He regularly lists new cars in his availables on Instagram at Mexican Spec. Mexican Spec, feel free to drop a link in the chat to whatever social networking you'd like to be contacted with. And Mexican Spec will help you import one of these amazing cars from Mexico across the border into whatever region you are in, especially the United States. He knows the ins and outs of how to do that, and he is a respected contact who is in our car community, has recently been moving lots of cars around, and you could get to know him and the business that he does and the results that he has for people by getting in touch with him.
Barrows, I would guess. See, the Ford Flathead was the 239 and the Mercury was the 256. I think they called the flathead the 255, but it had the same bore and stroke as the Y-block 256. So I'm thinking that's what it was.
Josh says, I never cared for the clamshell doors, but the rest of the car is neat. That goes with the package. It's a really, it looks really shiny in these pictures. I like it when it looks shiny best of all. And after 7 cars, after 6, 7 cars, the rest belong to the girlfriend. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's my uncle's car. I'm just storing it for him. Mexican Spec put up his Instagram link, and there's lots. If you like old classic cars, there are lots to see. Oh, is that the?
Here's a movie card.
Nobody mentioned this one, and this one's a big one. A big one. It played a huge part in that movie.
Oh, is that
Family
ugly?
Truckster.
Is that thing ugly?
From Vacation.
Who was that? The Griswolds?
Griswold Family Vacation. Yeah.
They even put the wood on the hood.
To the absurdity. To the extra maximum.
Teens calls them the floaties. I think they're flatties. Yeah, didn't they call the 256 flathead? Did they call it the 255, or was it? I don't know. I know the bore and stroke, I think, were the same. But Mexican fixes, that hurts my eyes.
It's supposed to. I mean, it's a mockery of the insanity that they were doing at the day. Is it a Ford or a Chrysler?
That thing? Well, it's a Ford. It's an LTD wagon. I mean, but oh my God, the front end kind of looks Chrysler. That's
I mean, they just really just.
You could turn on all those headlights. Oh my God.
They have a scale model of it, 3D printed. That's interesting.
Finish this. My Pinto wagon got called the family truckster a lot when I got it. Really.
It's fugly. It is. It's supposed to be ugly. It's supposed to be the epitome of.
So vintage is taking off. Good night. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, that's part of being a live show. We get to say hello and goodbye to people as they come in. It's a big part of being a community. We all get to know each other. You guys see the names, you hear the names, you see how people think and what interests people. And you can sort of gravitate to the people who have channels or just are good contributors. And there's a lot of it. And it makes me happy to know, to look forward to making connections with all of you. It's really awesome to be able to come here every week and know that friends are going to show up and we're going to talk about something. And you guys are gracious. You don't give me too much grief for being a dummy. And only time AI has been right. Dean, the problem with AI is when they're wrong. When it's wrong, it's authoritatively wrong. It feels like it must be right. There's no logic involved. It just gives you an
Please
answer.
remove that. Please remove that.
It's hurting Mexican Spec's brain. Yeah.
Okay, we'll put that back.
We'll put it back. Do you have any fresh emails coming in?
I've been trying to find a picture of mine this whole evening. No, I don't have fresh emails coming in.
Okay.
But
we've gone through all the thank you to everyone who's contributed conversation and pictures.
You've got that zoomed in so far.
All this clicking my finger. Do you guys remember the Jetsons? George Jetson, he worked at some factory and he just pressed a button all day. And in some episodes, he'd have his fingers bandaged. He's like, oh, I had such a hard day at work. He just presses one button all day. That's his job. That's my job here, is to press the button. Click, click, click the mouse. That does look like an AI monstrosity, but it was a handmade monstrosity. I know, that does look like an AI designed family truckster, now that you mention it. If you hate it now, wait till you drive it.
Yeah, Spacely Sprockets.
Spacely Sprockets, Olive remembers.
Who was it that?
Oh, Mr. Spacely, my fingers are so sore.
Well, there was the Jetsons, and there was
The Flintstones.
the Flintstones at the same time. Where did Fred Flintstone work?
He worked at Mr. Slately's rock quarry. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember the dinosaur. With
He drove a dinosaur.
yeah,
Yeah.
the crank on it, and the dinosaur's neck would go up and down.
Every time the Enterprise was hit, steam came out of the walls. They must have had a smoke machine. I mean, if you got a smoke machine, you should use it, right? But was it a steam-powered spaceship? I hope that wasn't electrical smoke. Can you imagine chasing down all those damaged wires? Dilithium crystal reactor? Oh, man.
Mr. Slate. Yeah.
It was either Slate or Mr. Slately. Something. He worked in a slate quarry. They lived in rocks.
Both those shows are just perfect. They're like the 1960s, except they were old and they were new.
It was good stuff.
It was perfect stuff. Yeah, I watched all those when I was a kid.
Oh, here we go. This is the original TV and movie car, the oldest one that they get. There it goes.
What are you looking at?
Fred Flintstone's car.
Oh. Yeah, Spacely. Imagine that somebody named Spacely. Yeah, there you go.
Well, there it is. Oh, and remember Barney Rubble's and his wife's car?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it was always such a joke that they're driving around. Hey, look, there's this sports car way over there. There's up there. Look how sporty that car is compared to Fred Flintstone's regular car. It's got wheels instead of rollers. And it had to run with her feet.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's what cars had. The floors rusted out. Those are Flintstone cars. Oh, here we go. More. Oh, look at Buddy Carafano just sent a Flintstones car. So let's see what he sent. Oh, yeah, here we go. This even got all the characters in it.
Well done. There it is. I forgot about all the characters.
And Fred's feet.
He's walking them along. It was late for work. He had to really run. Right? Pebbles and Bam Bam.
We never saw an accident on the Flintstones.
I remember
They had
Fred
good brakes.
frantically stopping. He would hold onto the wheel and jam his feet down, and skid.
Man, there's so many coming in. I had no idea how it was going to be. This Buddy Carafano sent in the Fall Guy truck.
Oh, that was a nice truck. Yeah, you know it's a nice truck when it's got the light bar. It's looking all chrome and bright up there. You know it's going to be good. There's going to be action.
And then, remember Columbo? He had an old Peugeot.
Yep, oh, wow, it's rusty.
Look at
Wow. Columbo wasn't taking no bribes. He was uncorruptible. Drive around in his old car. Cartoon characters never get injured. Have you not learned from Wile E. Coyote? Wile E. Coyote got injured all the time. That was what made it funny. Josh Human says the steam-powered spaceship requires some suspension of disbelief. Yeah, it couldn't have been steam. It would have had to been smoke from the wires. Oh, they used fiber optic cables. There shouldn't have been any wires. Who knows? They had to do something more than go like this to symbolize that things were going rough, you know? Special effects. Some sparks. There was usually sparks too, right?
Dean Stevenson says the 317 big block 2-year flathead V8. Really?
Oh.
Because I thought the 317 was like the Lincoln Y block, the other Y block. Not sure. Okay. I thought the biggest flathead was 255 or 256, but I don't know. Could have been a 317.
That's right. In this trailer, they put ribs
Hmm?
on a trailer of the show, on the beginning of the show, or the end of the show, maybe.
Yeah.
They had ribs, giant rack of ribs, and it fell over.
Oh yeah, that's where they
See,
bring
they
the
said they never had accidents, but they
the
did.
tray that comes out from the drive-in place.
She sticks those ribs on it, flips the car. Nice. That's Columbo. Beastie Boys. It was steam shooting out of the walls or under the counters. Steam. I guess it was a steam powered. I don't know. I'm not going to try and pretend I have any idea what they were doing back then.
Ed's, what does it say? Ed's, what kind of, he went away.
Back in the future.
It says Ed's mammoth ribs. Okay.
Oh, Ed's mammoth ribs. Nice. That's what happened to all the mammoths. Now we know.
Flintstones ate
The
them.
Flintstones ate them. The mammoths and the dodo birds. Yep, that makes sense. That's the drive-in. Yeah. That's the car hop. Was there a drive-in movie too?
Kim,
What's that?
I'm going 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours is enough.
I think we need to make a couple of decisions. Are we going to have a theme for next week? Let's see. Dean Stevens. Yeah, you're right. The 337 Lincoln was the big block flathead. Then came the FE bore spacing 317 to 368 Y block. That's the one I remember. And then 337 Lincoln was the big block flathead. Was that a 12-cylinder? I remember a 12-cylinder flathead Lincoln. I don't know. Fred could eat anyway. Buddy Carfon says, there is another one. Okay, we need to find something for next week.
Do we want to do a year, or do we want to do another?
You're going to have to zoom that in for us.
What is it?
Kojak Buick.
Oh, Kojak.
There's so many of these cars. Oh God, big old 4-door Buick.
Dr. Go missed the middle. Well, thanks for being here, Dr. Go. We've talked about a lot of things. I think most people don't have this much time to dedicate for the whole stream, but it's awesome that people stop in, and hopefully you enjoy the time that you have.
Okay, so next week, what do we want to do? Junkyard semis are nice semi-trucks. Oh my God, semi-trucks.
Mexican Spec says junkyard cars are too sad. I don't know anything about semis. I don't know if I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't want to do semis. We're kind of car-oriented.
It's beyond us.
50s,
really is.
60s, 70s, maybe 80s cars.
Bella Express has great semi videos. Awesome. Check them out.
A Buick Century. I'm pretty convinced I think Dad got one because of Kojak with a lemon. Yeah, it doesn't look like a Regal. It looks like a Century, but I don't know. That's what it is. Okay, so Barrow says the only place I remember seeing the 337 Flatty was in an F5 truck. So apparently there was a big one. $3.8125.
Mexican Spec says if I suggest one, he'll be out of town for the live.
Wait,
So maybe you will. Yeah, because that means you're going to be making money too. You'll miss the live.
Kevin Smith says junkyard cars. We could do junkyard cars. Just send in pictures of cool cars in the junkyards. I'd like that. 71. Did we do 71 yet? Man, that sounds real familiar. See, I've got a whole list here of all the ones we did. And even some of them are not on. Oh, yeah, we did 71.
The priest threw a jug of holy water through the windshield in the truck and it vaporized. There you go. The only way to get rid of a square body. Holy water.
Dr. Go, my friend, took a 6-cylinder out of the Buick Special and put it in a Vega. I did a lot of V8 Vega radiators back in the day.
Vans were big in the 70s. You want to do vans?
Well, the thing about the vans was the interiors, because there were only like 3 different vans. There was Ford vans, Dodge vans, and Chevy vans. And maybe GMC, but they're like a Chevy.
Yeah,
But
it
then
was
on the outside,
customizations.
yeah, the outside, I mean, there were all the murals, and there were the interiors. I don't know.
AI is wrong, says Dean. No.
Well, I think junkyard car sounds kind of cool to me, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you want to do? Mexican Spec says there were only 3 vans. All ours don't count. That's why I say the Chevy and the GMC are almost like the same van. They came down the same line. I had a friend that worked at a Chevy dealer. He goes, a lot of times the Chevy trucks would come in, there'd be a GMC horn button, or there'd be GMC parts on the Chevys, and they had to fix them before they got them out on the lot. Cars you should have kept. Yeah, no kidding. I got a big long list of those. Josh Holman, I used to take apart junkyard cars to get project parts. Kevin Smith, I grew up. Greg of Akron's neighbor was an artist. Okay.
Oldest
Patrick.
dad lost reverse gear. She's talking about a car like this.
Oh, he's still paying for it.
We're still paying for it. Ugh.
Patrick Sullivan says JY cars, junkyard cars. I should kept them. Maybe also ones you should have passed on. Yeah. Kevin Smith, a lot of cool paint jobs and murals. You know, the thing is, when I've searched for vans from like the 70s, it's hard to find pictures of them all, you know. And I don't have pictures of stuff I did. Not much.
Andrew, I don't think we're doing diesel stuff. It's like out of our wheelhouse so far. We just don't have a whole lot to talk about it. I've never worked on diesels. You haven't really either, have you?
No, I did some radiator work on a few, you know, like
It's out of our element.
Dodge pickups
It
and
would be
stuff.
difficult for us to make good commentary. We'd look like fools. As if we don't already. Junkyard cars.
He says he doesn't care about anything besides Detroit diesels. But the engines or the big trucks?
Good night, Mexican Spec. I'm sure you'll find out what the topic is. We should probably post it in a community post so everybody knows. So you don't have to stay while we meander around trying to figure something out.
See, Andrew Button, do you put like, are you working on pickups or big trucks? Andrew Button, Detroit 2-stroke makes any car stuff look like a toy from Kmart.
They do. That's just commercial. That's industrial quality.
Two-stroke diesels were kind of interesting.
Long haul kind of engines and stuff like that. So.
Patrick Sullivan, 74E 100 black panel wagon. Okay, so
I say we put up a poll in the community.
Oh, geez.
And that will determine it. Yeah, I know, but I think we need to go, and I don't want to keep meandering.
Let's do junkyard cars. Maybe the week after that we'll do cars we should have kept or something like that. So let's do junkyard cars. And that just means, you know, if it's sitting out in a field and it's something that looks like, oh, look at that, we could make that into something. Or, oh, that's gone too far, or something from a junkyard. Yeah, let's do that.
Junk Car Willian for a guest.
Yeah, we had Junk Car Willian for a guest.
He hasn't been in the stream for a while.
He hasn't been in the stream for a while. Wonder how he's doing. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any content from him in a couple of weeks.
I don't know. He just got busy. Maybe we should check in on him.
I need to email.
He's a friend.
Yep.
No dancing around the pole. Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
I'm ready to say good night.
Okay. Let's do it. Thanks to our moderators.
Good night,
We
everybody.
appreciate you being here and doing all the things that you do. Thanks for super chats. I don't know that we got any super chats tonight, but we've had plenty of super chats over the weeks and months, and we appreciate them. Thanks for tolerating the advertisements and for all your positive comments. For your
I got one
things
thing
that
to
you-
add. Andrew Button wants to do Detroit diesels. Let's do junkyard cars. If you want to throw some Detroit diesels in there, welcome. Do it. Because I'll show them and we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll all learn something.
We'll do a segment.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Okay, and we didn't do the Facebook segment tonight because I didn't think it would work very good with Facebook Marketplace is not going to have movie cars. So maybe we could have, but we didn't. And so we're going to go. That's it. Sorry if we missed your comment. We love you all and we appreciate you for being here. We'll be back again next Tuesday and we will be in the shop sometime this weekend. I'm thinking Saturday night because aren't we busy Friday? We have obligations on Friday.
Yeah, we might be up Saturday. I don't know whatever night we end up in the shop. We'll end up-
Thursday and Saturday seem like possibilities that we'll be doing late night cleanup crew from the shop. But we'll see you in the studio here next Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody. Good night.